Hello and welcome to the Old Man Orange Podcast Retrospect Series. I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
And I'm RJ.
And I'm Josh.
And Cameron.
And today we get to do one of the greatest games of all time, spanning since 1987, Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid. Goddamn good games.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know 1987 though. That's crazy.
That's when the first one for the MSX and the NES came out.
Well, I never beat those because they're really hard.
Yes, they are.
Really
They're
hard.
insanely difficult.
I made sure to go back and beat both the MSX version and the second one and the regular Nintendo version. I just beat that a second ago.
Yeah.
Like when Josh showed up, I was right at Big Boss finishing it off.
Really? Right on.
And the first one's fun, but it's got a pain in the ass system of like you got to get these POWs, and that builds up your rank. And there's certain sections of the game where you just can't pass if you're missing one of those guys. So you'll be like rank 1, you're like, I need to be rank 2 to beat this fucking tank because the tank's there and I have 10 mines to use on it. Can't use a grenade launcher, can't use a pistol, can't use anything else. Oh, but it doesn't, 10 mines is not what it takes to kill it. It takes 15.
Jesus. That's some bullshit.
I was so pissed. I kept going like, how the fuck am I supposed to pass this? What the fuck?
And that's why I never beat it. I played like 5 seconds of it and I was like, fuck this game.
I just got a lot of frustration out of them.
You know, when you get into them, they are pretty fun. The second one's, I think that's the golden one of them all. Hell, the old ones.
Oh, Metal Gear 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you beat those ones, Cameron?
Yes, but it's been many years, unfortunately.
I know. Well, those are those ones, like, I remember when I got the subsistence thing, I was like, oh, sweet, I get to play the old ones. And I played them all for, like, I played both of them for, like, a few hours. And then somehow, some way, I just got stuck or frustrated. It was kind of before you could go online and see what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, fuck this, I'm done. That's it, call it a day.
No, I can't believe you guys beat that.
It took me 7 hours to beat Metal Gear 2.
7?
And it took me, I think, about, like, 3 to beat Metal Gear 1. 3.5.
Just the layout of them, man. I hate having to, like, hide behind walls and somebody just, like, pops out on the other side of the wall and you just punch them 3 times and knock them out real quick. Like, God.
Just do the wait and rape and just wait for him to come around.
Oh, wait.
The wait and rape is what I used to, whenever playing Gears of War online, it was like the wait and rape was when you'd stand there with like the sawed-off shotgun, and right when somebody came around the corner, you could jump out and shoot them. Fucking wait and raped them.
There goes their face. Yeah. I know.
But no, as I said though, I think Metal Gear 2 is the one that's worth going out and playing. Metal Gear 1 can be a little frustrating, just because if they just didn't have that little rank system, like,
Yeah.
because then it's like you're messing up PW, you're like, fuck, well, where is he at? I have to go look through every single goddamn door again, seeing where this guy's hiding at.
That and you were talking about the magical teleporting trucks.
Oh yeah, then there's trucks in the first one too, which, you know, you go in the back of the truck hopefully hoping there's an item back there. Well, there's some of these trucks you go in and it's like, oh, the truck's fucking taking off, and the next thing you know, you're at the beginning of the map again, you're like, fuck! Gotta go run all the way back around and parachute off the top of the building again? Hey man, it probably only takes like less than 5 minutes to run that whole loop again because you know exactly where to go. But just the concept of that. And then later on, there's even more trucks that fucking do that to you.
Backtracking, man. I hate that
I don't mind a
shit.
little bit of backtracking, but there's a point where it's just like, when it's throwing you back there where you don't need to backtrack for anything.
The run in Metal Gear Solid where you're at the very end, you have the key card, you have to use room temperature.
That's where Twin Snakes comes in. And
You
it's
just gotta
so
go
much
back
better.
and forth.
Dude.
Oh.
You actually have to do that
Go
in
to
Metal
the
Gear.
boiler room. Go
In
back
Metal
to
Gear
the
2, you have to
elevator.
do that too.
Yeah.
You have to go run to the sauna and get the thing warm, and then you go into the freezer.
Oh, it's a sauna this time.
Well, it's funny, you go to the sauna and it's just laying there waiting, and some guy comes in, he's got the towel around his shoulders, and he just looks like, oh fuck, and then starts running away. There's some guy in here laying down.
Yeah. So how do you want to structure this?
Well, I think we just go in order.
Okay.
So we're starting off with Metal Gear 1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't know too much about those, unfortunately.
You know, as I said, that second one is like, when I got really into it, I'm like, man, this is great. It's got a good story going in it. You know, the characters are really cool, the locations, everything about that one's pretty neat. That first one's cool too. I mean, if you take for granted it's the first one, it's kind of simple.
Yeah.
I only know what it goes with, like, the timeline. Like, the first Metal Gear, you meet
1995.
Gray Fox. Yeah, you meet Gray Fox.
Yeah, you save him.
He, like, teaches you the ways.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Because Snake is brand new at this point.
yeah, you don't kill Big Boss. He just escapes, right?
Well, he blows up, but I think that's just the old graphics. It's funny on the Nintendo one, like, I was running around chasing him, like, fuck, he's running around really fast, you're trying to shoot with the rocket launcher, and the rocket launcher's all slow. And then you're like, you waste all this ammo. I'm like, this is not working out. And I realized if I went and stood at the top corner and shot down, Big Boss would stand there and spin around in a circle, and he'd just get shot over and over and over again until he died.
Boom, boom. Yep.
I'm the greatest soldier ever, but when you put me in the corner...
Oh, hell breaks loose. But, okay, so Metal Gear 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, though. That's how the timeline goes.
Well, yeah, and
You
then...
kill Gray Fox in a fucking minefield, right? In Metal Gear 2.
Zanzibar Land?
Yeah, in Zanzibar Land, Gray Fox comes back, and then he's in Metal Gear. He's driving
RJ's like,
Metal Gear
what
D.
are they talking
I
about?
didn't play that dude.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Gray Fox dies.
Yeah, you
I'm
battle
doing
him in-
air quotations right
Yeah,
now.
you die. Well, you guys are like, oh, go on, Snake, live, be.
Oh, you actually talk to him after you beat him? 'Cause
Yeah,
I've never beaten it, obviously.
Yeah, he's in like the Metal Gear D, and then like you destroy that really quickly. Like it fucking shows up, and you just start unloading a rocket launcher on it. Next thing you know, it's a dead. That's the one thing. Like the bosses in those games, kind of just like, once you get like the submachine gun, you just go up and stand right next to them and go. And next thing you know, they're dead.
That's kind of lame.
Just point blank range, just blast the. Because you know, like the modern Metal Gear games, like you shoot them and then you gotta kind of wait a second. You can't just constantly shoot them over and over. Well, in these ones, you can just blast them to death.
Well, if you're lucky, some of them have patterns.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, like you
Four
shoot
is
them.
really bad about that. 4, they all have a pattern they follow.
Yep.
You know, but you shoot them and then it kind of blinks and then like you gotta kind of like wait and then they go oh
Yeah, they get stunned.
oh. And you just gotta keep waiting for that to happen.
Or it's Vulcan Raven. You shoot him, he doesn't feel nothing, and just blasts
Keeps
you with
going.
a minigun.
Oh, that motherfucker, man.
I ended up using just like Nikita rockets on him the whole time.
I just
I
that
thought it was really
particular
funny.
point, dude.
That
I
I
stick claymores. Everywhere.
Yeah, the claymores. I love doing that.
Did you ever like blow up on your own claymores?
Oh, yeah.
I do that all the time.
I forget where I put him at.
Yeah.
There's a boss called the Running Man actually in the second one where he's just running around. He's like, you can't get me, you can't get me. He's just running around in circles.
That's his ability.
Just literally, he's not doing anything else. Just put a bunch of fucking mines on the ground. He keeps running over them. Well, there's gas going in the room though, so like you got a time limit.
Yeah.
That's kind of dumb.
You can't get me, you can't get me.
I was recruited by Delta Force. I'm the fastest soldier ever.
Oh yeah, they got like some story like he was the fastest man on the battlefield. He could outrun a bullet almost.
That's Hideo Kojima's thing, man. He was like, I'm gonna make a ridiculous storyline for this person. Sniper Wolf, her whole family was killed. She watched it from miles away.
Yeah, every character in that game's got a crazy backstory to him.
I think 4 is when they like take it to like the next level where you're just like, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
Like all these bitches had like the worst life ever.
Yeah.
Where like Drebin explains it to you. I'm like, one day I was wondering like, where the fuck does Drebin know this all from? Like, it never explained. At least I don't remember explaining like how he knew how this all happened.
He's the most connected nigga, man. I like Drebin though. Drebin's like one of my favorite characters in that game.
Oh, he's
He's
badass.
badass.
Hey,
dude.
he's a fucking salesman. He's like whipping guns out. I was like, I'll buy that shit.
Give me that gun.
A flintlock rifle? I'll take it.
Yeah, sure, I'll kill somebody with that.
I played so many hours of that game just to unlock that stupid gun. It was dumb.
Yeah, and it was a fucking piece of shit.
It pissed me off. I was so stoked. I was like, "Ugh."
I guess next we go to Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid, kind of
Okay.
the key one that leads. That was the first Metal Gear I ever
It'd
played.
make more sense if we go by order, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, I got that game winter of 98. I was 8 years old the first time I played it.
First time I played it.
I played the demo.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Was it the Pizza Hut demo?
No, yeah, I think me and you were at Joseph Peterson's house, like, what was that, like
That was
second
the
grade or
first time,
some
yeah,
shit?
a long time ago.
Was it the
First time
Pizza
I
Hut
played
demo
it.
or was it in Japanese?
No,
dude,
it wasn't.
It was whatever the PlayStation. I don't know, dude. It came out when PlayStation first came out. It was like a demo, one of those demo sampler discs, dude.
Huh.
Okay, yeah, it was. It came in the
And it had one
magazine,
level.
in
Yeah, one of the, like the
You got as
PlayStation
PlayStation magazine.
The official PlayStation magazine.
It let you get as far as getting to the.
You got as far as Meryl. When you see Meryl and she's dressed up as a guard uniform,
Oh, yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, "You rookie." That whole scene. I can tell by your
barely
ass.
past the beginning, but the demo was awesome. I played
Oh,
over it.
it was
all
awesome.
over it.
The demo was a selling point for that game.
But no, when I actually like really played it, my brother Mike, who like he just left for the Marine Corps, so like the first thing I did was like went in his room, looked at all his shit, and I found that, and I was like, oh yeah, I played the demo. Blew my mind.
Yep. Seriously, being able to walk up to a wall and knock on it and get somebody's attention was just like, ah.
You can actually do that in Metal Gear too.
Yeah.
The fact that they would see your footprints and you could walk circles.
Whose footprints are these?
Walk circles. You're just like, yes. This is fucking awesome. Dude, I thought the Nikita was fucking one of the most badass things I'd ever seen in a video game.
That was
Dude.
insane.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude.
I could have guided into people's faces.
I know, are you serious?
And strange enough, a lot of that stuff in that game, it all came from number 2. Like when I was playing that, that's all in there.
Really?
Yeah, actually it's in the first one too. They have the RC launcher.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. I played, out of all the Metal Gears, that's the one I played the most. Like I remember when I was deploying in Afghanistan, I downloaded it on an emulator, and everybody else was playing it, and they're like, oh, it's so fucking hard. Oh. 'Cause it's kind of hard. Like, it's kind of hard if you've never played it before. Yeah. But then, like, it took me, like, 10 minutes, and then I was, like, schmopping through. It's like you with Resident Evil Director's Cut. Like, people are just watching me, like, how do you do this? I'm like, I just know where they're gonna be.
Yep.
Well,
every
funny,
enemy, every item.
Because some people just can't, like, play that stealth-type game, and they just get killed over and over just quickly, because they're so used to, like, an action-oriented game.
Mm-hmm.
And that first one, you really gotta be very stealthy on. You know, when you get to, like, number 3, that's the one where a guy's, like, running at you, and you can fucking just grab him, spin him around, kill him, fucking alarm goes off. That's
It's still fucking hard, though.
The only time you could actually shoot somebody far away is when you get the sniper rifle, but then you're in the prone.
Yeah,
you can't aim because you have no...
Bullshit, dude.
What was
you gotta take the pills.
What was it like?
Yeah,
diazepam. Which, really, that's like the worst thing to take if you're being a sniper. It makes you fall asleep.
Especially if you're laying down.
Yeah.
No. That boss battle with Raven when he's out in the tank. And you gotta run around in the minefield and throw fucking grenades in that little hole.
Were you like me when you just like lost your mind when he like shot during the cutscene after you beat him? He shoots the tank at you and he like does a backflip. He's like,
yeah,
like, stands there all cool. You're like, what? This is insane.
Yep.
Well, the best part too is that first Metal Gear Solid has the best like voiceovers too, because Mei Ling still has like the Snake.
Yeah.
And then also like Gray Fox also has like the I remember that punch, Snake.
He sounds black.
And he doesn't sound all roboticized and whatnot.
That was one thing I hated about Twin Snakes. I love Twin Snakes except for that one freaking thing.
Well, yeah, the voiceover.
Why would they change that?
It's Mei Ling and then also Gray Fox. And the Gray Fox one, I'm like, okay, that's not nearly as bad as... I don't know why. The Mei Ling one bothers me. I was bothered in Metal Gear Solid 4. I'm like, what? She still doesn't have an accent? What happened to that?
No, the worst is the transition from 1 to 4 with Naomi Hunter.
Has her voice changed too much?
Oh, yeah.
I
couldn't
never
tell.
noticed that.
I couldn't tell, yeah.
Maybe because I never noticed Naomi.
Yeah.
And I can't remember her voice.
Oh yeah, she's like British, isn't she? Like British sounding in the first
Russian
one.
chick. I think she's the Russian one.
Yeah, she's supposed to be Russian. But
And she had blonde hair in Metal Gear Solid 1, and then Metal Gear Solid 4
brown.
she's got brown hair and like this American accent. It's really weird.
And then you find out she created Vamp for God knows what.
Oh, that's right, yeah. I forgot, her voice has totally changed too. I can't remember if they changed that in Twin Snakes, though. They might have changed it in that too.
I think so, probably. I think the biggest thing in Twin Snakes that they changed, besides the gameplay obviously, but the cutscenes, they made it like over the top.
Yeah.
But they got that director who did like the movie Versus and whatnot, and they do them.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Dude, that scene where you're up on top of the tower and the Hind D's firing missiles at you and shit.
Oh,
You're
man.
like dodging between.
He throws a grenade at a piece of like concrete coming at him and it blows it up so it doesn't hit him.
Yeah. I remember that for some reason that bothered a lot of people too. I'm like, really?
Dude, I thought it was bad.
I thought it was sweet.
I thought it was cool.
That game's already pretty over the top.
He's a genetically engineered super soldier.
Yeah, like
why not?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Twin Snakes, so that's my favorite version though of all of it.
Yeah.
I just love the way that one plays. It's just like it's Metal Gear Solid 1, graphics are better. It gets like the controls are better too. You can have the first person aim, and then to top it all off, the key card part, you don't have to go that far on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is nice.
They just put that so you walk over there and you shoot those pipes.
Yep.
Like you shoot a pipe and just boiling water fucking shoots on.
It's like
or
it melts.
This is worth it.
It saves me time.
Yeah. But that you were talking about about that sniper wolf battle too, where
Oh,
after Meryl gets shot, and you have to run all the way back to the fucking barracks, go get the PSG-1, go all the way back.
Oh
And
yeah.
you have
she's
like
gone.
2 walls that you can fucking hide behind, and
I had like a borderline anxiety attack when I came back into the room and Meryl's gone. Because that was the first night that I went to like first person view and I was like, she's gone!
yeah.
Oh no!
I was too late.
Yeah, why?
Battle's just bullshit. The last few times I've played that game, I went there without the diazepam.
Yeah, that chair you probably don't want to lean back in.
Careful.
Yeah, that one's kind of old, so I would be iffy.
Snap. But going back there without the diazepam and trying to aim with fucking the directional pad, dude, the thing's just constantly swaying all over
horrible.
the place, dude. It sucks. Trying to track her.
Yeah, I think I did the same thing. Just like, fuck!
Even if you're not laying down, then it's just not shooting.
Well,
like,
she comes around like a corner for like a split second,
Yeah.
and you have to get her, and you're like,
Oh,
reticles
oh,
going
fuck.
all over the place.
And then the whole scene right afterwards when you're in the, or right before that when you're going through all the caves and all the fucking wolves and everything that attack.
that part's
you
so
and shit.
scary.
Oh my god. And then you get the
Wolves are
fucking
evil.
handkerchief and you can just like walk right through. Like no problem, you know, it's a bullshit.
Damn it!
But
I thought the second sniper wolf battle, like, I'm sure
Out in the
everybody's
open.
done the same thing that I did, and you just use like Nikitas
Yeah.
Really?
on one part. But it's fun to actually try to snipe her.
Well, if you go to the right side of the map right there, like in the area that you can go without her shooting you, you go on the right side, there's like a little hill right there that you can lay down just like horizontally, and you can see almost all the way over to the right, but pretty much the entire viewing field of like the rest of where she's at normally, so you just fucking lay right there and just take her out. But
I didn't know about that shit.
Yeah,
I just used Nikita.
Fucking
Where you at,
fun.
bitch? Oh, behind the
Mostly
tree,
once I
huh?
get the Nikita, that's like my key weapon for killing almost any boss.
Mm.
It's like, I don't it's aim, lock, shoot, aim, lock, shoot.
Nikita and stingers.
Yeah, the goddamn stinger missile.
Oh yeah, the stinger missile, that's what I was more thinking about.
You get so many of
Can't
them.
do it.
That's what I use to kill Vulcan Raven most of the time.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny just sitting there and he like comes around. I just shoot it and run.
Yep. It's your oh. I didn't understand the ending right there though, where you finally kill Vulcan Raven, and then all the ravens come down and swarm him and fucking eat him, and he just disappears, and all of a sudden he's like a spirit. Like what was that whole sequence about? It happens a lot in these Metal Gear games where
I don't know.
characters just disappear.
Well, he even like tells you, it's like, I'll be watching you, Snake. And you're just like, what the fuck?
Really, does this guy have to watch me?
This is weird. Oh, was he like some shaman from Alaska or some crap? I don't know.
He used to like race against Snake when they did dog sled racing, and now he's just pissed.
I
It
remember
explains that's like
they were
that's
saying
what
stuff
Snake
like
was
that.
doing. Is like, yeah, Snake was having this great life. He was hanging out in Alaska, fucking retired from the military, whatnot. You know, training dogs and racing them, and all of a sudden, fucking Campbell calls again. Oh, fuck, not Campbell.
I hate Campbell. I hate him. Lying bitch.
Yeah.
Campbell in Metal Gear 2 is the least helpful person ever. He never gives you any good advice, it seems like. He'll just tell you, oh, Snake, make sure you don't get caught. The enemies will follow you. It's like, yes, I know. You know, don't step on that electric field, Snake. Yes, thank you. You know, you really, everybody else fucking has to help you out.
Thank you, John Madden.
Obviously.
No offense, John Madden. I love John Madden. Just want to say that.
But yeah, he doesn't give very helpful advice either.
No.
I know we're not on the game yet, but the whole fight between Liquid, like after you defeat Metal Gear, which is by far one of my favorite boss battles of any game, but when you fight Liquid up on top of Metal Gear, I just love how they brought that back in 4.
Oh, I thought that was so
Oh
cool.
my god.
And then they play all the themes from all the games too
Oh,
to top it
yeah.
all off.
Yeah.
But I was gonna get to that point. Liquid, that fight scene, that's by far, like, I remember first time I played it and I was like, I gotta fist fight this dude, and if I don't beat him in time, Meryl's gonna explode.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, so much pressure. I'm like, I don't know, how old were we? Like, so young, just like, so much pressure, I gotta do it.
And then you get Liquid and he does like the charge thing. Hey.
Stings.
Tap, 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 tap.
Yeah. Yep. Some of those sequences too, man, like the torture scene. There's actually a few of them in all the Metal Gear games, but the torture scenes where you have to tap triangle like extremely fast to keep your life bar up. The very first time I ever played that, you know, in that torture scene in the original Metal Gear Solid, like you can either submit and kill Meryl essentially, or you can keep going and you get Otacon. Very first time I ever did that, I was sitting there, I was tapping triangle really fast. My other thumb accidentally hit the select button.
Oh,
so
no.
like, like I submitted, dude, and I played the rest of the game, and I thought that's how it ended. Like fucking Meryl dies at the end, you know. So
It's horrible.
Well, it's technically, it sounds weird, but it's
That
like,
fucking
I think that's
sucks.
supposed to be like the actual sort of ending because Snake goes with like Otacon, then Meryl, she turns up later on.
mm.
It's really like, it's kind of like the weird one. So you can either go with like, Snake goes with Meryl, or you get the gay ending where Snake and Otacon go off together.
Get on the snowmobile.
Yeah.
Like,
Snake,
we
you're
made
so
it, Snake.
warm.
We made it, Snake. No one thought we would. Like, shut up, Otacon. Give me that boy pussy.
What about the Psycho Mantis battle?
Dude,
Best.
Oh, that was
blew my
insane.
mind the first time I played that, dude.
I remember just because I was like,
kidding me?
And
Did
he
you
sits
have, like,
there.
Castlevania
Yeah,
ads
because
on
you got
there?
like Symphony of the Night
like
on there.
Symphony of the Night.
I can't remember what other
What?
Konami games were there on there. I think Contra could come up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think he'll say like Symphony of the Night, or he'll be like, "So you like Konami games, huh?"
Yeah, because it's only Konami games that come up on it.
Yeah.
I know on the Twin Stakes one though, it's like Nintendo games will come up.
I actually was a little bit let down because I remember talking to other people, but my DualShock controller was broken, so it didn't vibrate. And I was like, "What's it doing? Why do you want me to put it on the ground? This is bullshit."
So when Naomi says like, "Oh Snake, let me heal your arm," you put it up, you're like, "Nothing happened.
It's dumb.
I don't feel anything."
Bullshit.
Or part where it just switches like your inputs on you, you're like, "The fuck?"
Yeah, that was crazy.
Dude, I thought that was the craziest video games would ever get, dude. Most technological, at least.
And you had to plug it into like controller port 2.
Yeah, switch it. You're like,
I-
oh my
And
god.
it takes so long for anybody on the codec to tell you that, that you got to switch the controller
Yeah,
port.
you just keep trying to shoot, he just dodges
Yep.
everything.
Just everything.
And then finally Campbell calls, "Oh yeah, by the way, I was eating this ham sandwich. Sorry, Snake."
Pretty much.
There's a part, I think it's on Metal Gear 1, you get this, like, somebody gives you a number and you go to call it, and it's supposed to be, like, some lady's supposed to be on there, and the guy's like, "Hello? Oh, Nancy's not right here. She went to go run and get groceries. My name's Steve." I'm like, "The fuck?"
What?
He's like, "She'll be back in a bit." I'm like,
What the fuck?
just like, "What do you mean she went to go run and get groceries? I'm fucking out here on the battlefield."
fucking dying.
Well, it's like the random people, like, I don't know if all the other ones, I only knew Metal Gear Solid had it, like the random people you could call with the codecs. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's like,
Natasha something.
Mm.
well, she was like the
Weapons
weapons expert.
Yeah. Well, I actually like talking to her because she tells you some crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when she starts talking about nukes, and me being young and impressionable, I was like, nuclear warfare is bad.
It's kind of funny on like those early Metal Gear games.
Now I'm like, let's do it.
Like when you call Master Miller in the second one, like he just tells you, he doesn't tell you anything about the game. He just gives you like this advice of life. It's kind of weird.
Really?
Like, yeah, he's telling you he's like, don't drink too. He's like, now you don't want to drink too much soda when you play this game. It'll make you dehydrated and your brain won't work nearly as well. You're like, what the fuck?
That's like Metal Gear Solid 4 telling you to like dispose of your cigarettes.
Yeah,
You're like,
the all anti-smoking
"Fuck you,
in
dude."
between the loading screens, and he's just sitting there just
Smoking.
smoking, just nonstop. God.
you're a smoker. You're like me, probably. Snake lights up cigarette. Me too.
Exactly. It's like Snake smoking, I'm smoking.
Why is this not fucking going down? What the hell?
Snake feels
Always
like
wanted
it's
to
time
have
for a
that.
cigarette.
Hey,
that
if steak
sound clip
smokes, I'm gonna
where
smoke.
Well, I'm
as
saying,
soon as
dude,
you
I
pull
felt
up the
the same way
cigarette,
about
there, you
John
know that.
Marston.
Hell yeah.
I've always wanted to have that sound clip on my phone, so when anybody's smoking around me, just like stick it in my pocket and just like.
My health's going down slowly.
Snake, how'd you sneak those cigarettes in my stomach? And you're like, wait, what?
Throws them
Just a whole pack of cigarettes. Like, this right here. Ah. Just gonna stick a whole pack of cigarettes in my stomach.
That's really an important
Hardcore,
thing to
dude.
have.
Yeah. He really wanted that cigarette.
I
yeah.
know, dude. That's a serious addiction. Fuck. I'm just gonna eat them.
So who are we missing from Metal Gear Solid?
Boss wise, you mean?
What about the Gray Fox fight scenes? Since you got to actually play and like really remember fighting Gray Fox before. Was it like better to you now? That whole fight scene?
Well, there's like, yeah, it makes it kind of cooler because in the first and the second one, you first fight him, I think, he's like, he kind of does the same thing where you fist fight him again. He's like, come on, hurt me more, Snake.
Yeah.
He takes away all your weapons and all that stuff, and you gotta fight him then. And then
Damn,
later on, he comes back in fucking Metal Gear D, and then just blasts away with the rocket launcher. He's like, fuck you! Boom, 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 boom.
Spam it.
Poor Gray Fox.
Yeah. I like that character a lot.
I always liked him. I like how in Twin Snakes he cuts off the whole cutscene when he cuts off Revolver Ocelot's hand.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that.
Part was badass.
You know what part was totally
It was
bad?
bad.
This goes to number 4, but it really ties back into 1. Is that 4th mission though, where you go back to Shadow Moses?
Mm-hmm.
That really is the coolest part of that game by far. I think, like that right there, and you just see all the same things. Like you go through that room where like all the blood's still like stained on the walls and whatnot,
yeah.
and he kind of has those like memories of it and what. And you hear it like, "Hurt me more, Snake."
Well, it's cool. In Twin Snakes, you actually get to watch that happen.
Uh huh.
I thought that was the coolest part, like one of them.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's one of the best.
He's like holding the guy up in the air with his sword. You're like, Jesus.
That's one of my favorite parts in any Metal Gear Solid.
How the fuck did I beat this guy in a fist fight?
Yeah.
Serious.
Look, he put his sword away. He likes the thrill of battle.
Gray Fox, the ultimate masochistic fucking retard. Hurt me more. I like it. But no, I always wondered what it would be like playing it, because you read on the timeline that you fought Gray Fox in Zanzibar Land or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like he talks about it through the whole fight and through like the whole part when you fight Metal Gear. So I always wondered.
Well, when I was a kid, like I used to think that like because they didn't have you couldn't go out and buy Metal Gear 2 MSX one. So like when they talk about Metal Gear 2, I thought they were always talking about Snake's Revenge.
Yeah.
So like I would go back and play that, and I was going like, when do you fight Gray Fox in this? He's not in this one. Later on, realizing it's like, oh, that's like the unofficial like one made by Konami still, but
Yeah, that's like one of the few ones that isn't directed by Hideo Kojima or something like that.
no. Well, what they did in that one is they wanted. The NES title did so well. They're like, we need a fucking sequel to that one, So like they had one of the Konami team just made it. They didn't even release it in Japan. It's a Japanese-made game, but they only released it in the U.S.
That makes sense.
And then
Sounds all right.
it's really not that bad of a game though. People sometimes you kind of hear people talk kind of down on it. It's like if you compare it just to the NES one, it's like it's almost kind of a little bit. It's close enough, It's pretty much the same thing. Now it's definitely not nearly as good as the actual Metal Gear 2 sequel, but
Yeah. I need to get into those.
well, the whole point too is like Hideo Kojima was sitting on a train with and one of the guys who was working on Snake's Revenge was there with him, and he was talking to him like, oh yeah, we're working on this game, for a sequel, and they all worked on the MSX, the first one. And he just goes, he's like, yeah, well, this game, we're working on, but it's not really the same without you. You should really make another second Metal Gear game. And he's all, well, I don't know if I want to make one, but by the time of that end of the train ride, he's like, fuck it, I'm making it. You know what? Fuck these guys and their Snake's Revenge. We're making Metal Gear 2.
Thank God he did. I swear.
Well, he kept always talking, I hear this in all his interviews. He's like, there was a game I really want. I was wanting to work on this other game, and then somehow, some way, I started making Metal Gear again.
Yeah.
Well, he said, which one was it where I think it was 4. He was like, no more. Never again.
Yeah.
Which, thank God that was
Which is
long.
why it's so strange that 5 is being released soon.
Well, I think what it was kind of one of those twist things. It was no more of Solid Snake.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
But it wasn't talking about there wouldn't be, big boss stuff.
I can't get into that yet. I want to talk about it so bad.
Yeah.
Gotta wait.
We'll get there. So, anything else in Metal Gear Solid 1?
We're missing a boss. I feel like we're missing a boss. But maybe we're not.
Well, we got
Psycho Man.
Decoy Octopus, whatever the fuck his name is.
That was stupid. Like,
It was dumb.
I didn't understand because you didn't find out till way later in the torture
Hey, he
chamber
got
that
me.
was
He
him.
got me.
Like, who the fuck is this guy?
How do you feel about the whole
Well, that was-
Fox Die thing? Because they completely got rid of it.
Fox! Die!
I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was kind of lame at the same time. I don't
Just
know.
fucking Naomi fucking injecting you with shit that you don't need in your
Fucking
body.
Bitch.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like because you look at the original Metal Gear Solid, and she sent you in there with the Fox Die virus to basically infect everybody in that special forces group.
Yeah, it was like her revenge plan, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Kill Snake, kill Liquid,
Because-
everybody.
Snake fucked up her brother. Made him explode in the fucking Metal Gear D.
Yeah, but I think the thing that Naomi didn't realize either, which I think she finds out later in the series, but at the time of Metal Gear Solid 1, is that Frank Yeager or Gray Fox had killed like her entire family and then raised her on her own. I didn't think she knew that at that point.
Is that Metal Gear
It's
Solid
in
2?
Metal Gear Solid. He tells her.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like,
the very-
Tell Naomi, I was the one that killed her parents. And they're like, damn.
Yeah, well, there was like that weird thing where it's like, you know, you're on a mission, you end up killing all these people, and there's a fucking child there. And it's like,
Yeah, he killed all of them. And he was gonna kill her, and was like, I'll just adopt her.
Yep. Just take
It's
her on
fine.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting too how it doesn't really. I mean, we'll get into that in Metal Gear Solid 2, but the arm, fucking Walter Ocelot's arm,
The liquid arm.
and the liquid arm. That was.
you know, going back before we go to that though, going back to Gray Fox. So, do you think they're gonna bring Gray Fox in Metal Gear Solid 5? Phantom Pain. Because
He could
He's
be
got
in
it.
it.
well, because the whole point is that they've
It
never
makes
explained.
sense.
Because Gray Fox is like pretty much he's the Solid Snake before Solid Snake, but after Big Boss.
Yeah.
So he's good. He's obviously has to be recruited by that point because he's not in Peace Walker. He's not in Ground Zeroes. So he's got to. What's that feeling? He's got to be in Phantom Pain.
He's got.
It would make sense. Well, I'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna fucking say I think Liquid's in it.
I know Liquid.
Kid Liquid?
Yeah,
That kid.
that kid?
with
Boy,
the
Liquid.
bone necked.
Well, you see him, you're like, that has to be Liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Little bastard.
He's so young too, looking in that game. But
Can't wait.
I know.
I think that pretty much covers Metal Gear Solid.
That's okay. If we find anything else, we can go back. Let's go into Metal Gear Solid 2.
Alright.
That glorious Metal Gear 2.
God, dude. That game pissed me the fuck off the first time I played it.
Well, you not like Raiden?
Not at first, no.
I
like him
like
now.
Raiden.
I love Raiden. Actually,
I didn't like him at first at all, dude. I was like, where the fuck is
I remember when we played that game because Josh Bullock got that game, and then he came over here, and then RJ came over that same day too. And we're playing it all that weekend. You remember that?
Yeah.
We had this like video game fest of that. I remember you guys were playing something else, and I was just playing Metal Gear 2 the whole time. I was like, oh my god, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Freeze.
Yep.
Freeze!
Awesome. I was like, what the fuck?
The whole
is
concept
Snake.
behind Metal Gear 2 or Metal Gear Solid 2 is amazing to me. They're trying to create a Liquid and Solid. They're trying to create Big Boss, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Raiden's the perfect candidate. I don't give a fuck. I will defend Raiden till I die. What
I agree,
other
man.
fucking character in a video game was raised as a child soldier
Mm-hmm.
who, like, some guy just gave him an AK and was like, kill all those other kids?
And to top it off, he's got good hair the whole time.
Perfect hair.
His hair never goes out. It's always
His voice wasn't so pussy, dude. It wouldn't be so bad.
It becomes, you know, by the time Metal Gear Solid 4, though, it's
You
all
haven't
like,
played Revengeance. I'm Jack the Ripper.
I have played Revengeance. Well, not all of it, but some of it.
Oh man, that actually made me laugh. I'm Jack the Ripper. It's like, what? Get out of here, Raiden.
you know, it is kind of weird, because, like, what do you think? Do you think Metal Gear Solid 2 would actually be a better game, though, if you just continually played the Snake through number 2?
No, I don't think so, because I think...
It all makes sense now after playing.
Well, yeah, now that I look back on it, I wouldn't have any other way, but at first I was like, fuck him.
Well, because it gives you that, what, like, 30 minutes to
I
a
know.
fucking hour of playing with Snake on the tanker. Which, by the way, when I first played that game fucking blew my mind. Because,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
the only thing before that was the original Metal Gear Solid. Being on the tanker where you have that little, like, silenced pistol. And you're looking up, like, as soon as you land, you know, and then you're looking up and there's a guard walking back and forth and you shoot the light out next to him. It's just like, you can do that now? Like,
You
really?
can aim? That was, like, the
You
biggest
can
thing.
aim.
Like, you can aim? You don't have to just hold down and shoot?
Yep.
The aiming, the cutscenes. Oh, man.
Everything about that.
And the things, too, like, you could grab the guy and chuck him off the boat. I'm like,
Yeah.
God, that's so fucking
Yeah, when
badass.
you, like, take them out, you just drag them over to the little,
And-
like, opening.
Yeah,
And
and you could hang in that game. It sounds so strange, but you could, like, hang.
Yeah.
do pull-ups.
You gotta get stronger.
Yeah.
You did enough of them.
Dude, my favorite cutscene ever is in that game, that vamp where he takes out all the Marines or
Oh,
whatever.
man,
dude.
he's, like, spinning around,
yeah, dude,
slitting their
fucking
throats with his knife.
deflecting all the bullets and shit.
Badass.
Fuck yeah, dude.
No, that game was a crazy jump. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
you almost, you kind of forget about it now, especially also with Twin Snakes. It kind of makes that, like, gap not seem as big as it was, but huge step as far as those games went.
Well,
you
that and the stuff they added into it, like the surveillance drones, the ciphers.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god! I remember when I first saw that, I was like, "What
The fuck is that?"
is this thing?"
It's flying around, tracking me.
You're like, "Oh, it saw me," and then later on, there's ones with guns on it, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
I like the whole Olga Berlukovich,
Oh,
that
yeah.
fucking bitch, dude. She plays such a key part in that game, so bad. Like, but
The
that
whole
first scene when
series.
you're on the tanker though, and you're fighting her with the fuck you get the USB.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
from her.
Oh my god.
She lifts up her arms. She's got the
Yeah.
yeah. That's the part I always remember. She like turns around, like, oh god,
Mm.
damn Russians.
I remember shooting in that game too. Like you can go up to the bars in the tanker level, and there's like a cup of ice sitting there, and you shoot the
Oh, he
ice,
knocks it
and it
over.
spills
Yeah,
it
just
over,
small
and
things
then,
like
and then,
that.
like melts and shit. And I'm just that little amount of shit, dude, just fucking blew my mind when that game came out.
Yeah, there's so much stuff they added into it just gameplay wise that just almost like changes the whole Metal Gear.
That whole first person view, like
It makes-
opened up whole new windows.
It makes
able
it-
to hold
Headshot
people up,
people.
dude.
Yeah, you hold people up.
make them like shake shit out of their fucking
love that.
uniforms.
You
and
point
shit.
at, no, it's either
Please.
You either point at their head, they don't want to get shot in the head, or you point at their dick.
And they're just like,
oh no.
Here, have my dog tags because this is really gonna help you out.
God, the fucking dog
Collecting
tags, dude. I
dog
did that
tags,
once.
Jesus.
You collected all of them?
All of them, dude.
I never did.
I never did that. That to me just sounded like work.
It
Yeah.
is. It's a fucking grind.
There's
I
some
don't
things
wanna
in
do it.
video games that just I don't know.
Ooh, one thing we completely forgot though. Actually, I don't think it's in Metal Gear Solid. Then Metal Gear Solid 2 started where they give you the whole like classification once you beat the game, like a code name.
No, I had it in Metal Gear.
Yeah.
It was in the
Metal
first
Gear
one.
Solid, Yeah.
They actually have it in the old ones too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to know what the fuck they meant, but when you like go back and play it and you try to look it up online, like there's no information on it.
Really?
Yeah, like those like some of those games that say, "Oh, go to this website to check it out." And you go, and it's like, "Oh, it's not fucking there."
The only one I really looked up was when Metal Gear Solid 3 came out, and I got like Tiger Shark or something like that. I was like, oh, that sounds cool. What is it? It's like, you have reckless abandon when it comes to stealth. You just kill everything in your path. I was like,
Yep.
fucking, that's cool.
Yeah. And
Whatever.
I know that's always what I shot for. And I think I've gotten them in all the games so far,
Yeah.
but the big boss rating or whatever at the end, it's so fucking hard.
Yeah, I don't think I could get that.
No saves, no alerts, no kills.
well, technically, the saves aren't as I guess the biggest deal, but yeah, the no alerts though, it's like I don't know. That's my problem though. It's like
I don't have the patience to
You
sit
know-
there and wait. Because you probably sat there and just like
Yeah.
crawled like 2
Yeah.
inches.
Metal Gear Solid 3, when I beat on European Extreme, I literally
You beat European
crawled
Extreme.
the entire fucking way.
That is the hardest, like, out of any video game, that's the hardest difficulty I've ever played in my life. I think I played like 5 minutes of it and I was like, fuck this game.
Yep.
I'm never playing it again!
fuck this, fuck life, and fuck you.
Yep.
No radar, no nothing. They see you, it's like instant
It's
game over.
Restart the whole
Well, it's
fucking
kind of
game.
weird how
How
like
do you play that?
Just crawl, dude.
That's not
Fucking
fun.
Crawl.
yeah, it's like I don't see that's what lost me like in games like when Splinter Cell first came out because there was that whole Metal Gear Splinter Cell battle. And I was like, fuck Splinter Cell. You can't kill people and you can't fucking like get caught. Fuck this game.
That's how I felt too, dude.
And then they fixed it kind of in the third one. It's like, oh, good,
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
kill people and I can be seen. Fine, I'm
when
fine.
Chaos
With
Area came out, it was better, but
it. Yeah.
that's beside the point.
But well, remember, there was that time period though where you'd meet people and they'd be like, Metal Gear's fucking stupid. It's Splinter Cell's all the way.
a real stealth action game.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot more realistic for
Suck
sure,
a dick,
but
man.
I love the story of Metal Gear.
Wait, well, I always say it's like when I watch movies.
No, exactly. That's why I like
I
Metal
get the
Gear.
option of Metal Gear. I can sneak or I can just kill what the fuck I want.
Yeah.
That too. That's the other thing I like about Metal Gear.
Well, I always feel I don't care what it is. If it's a movie or a video game, like if things are too realistic, I always say this. It's like, why don't I just go outside and do it then?
Yeah.
You know, when I watch
The
a
graphics
movie,
will be great.
it's like the way I look at it, it's like if it's gonna be really realistic, fuck that. You know, I want my thing to have a little bit of fantasy. I want to have a little bit of sci-fi. Make it just a tad bit over the top. That's why I watch a movie or play a video game.
Well, Metal Gear too, for me, like the biggest thing about it is just like the storyline's like cool, like the whole like Solid Snake, Big Boss, Liquid, that whole storyline.
Mhm.
But the underlining plot of governments and militaries that don't give a
Patriots.
fuck about anybody and they just care about power, that'll never get old.
No, because that's just like real life.
Shadow like organizations and
Mhm.
it was crazy. It was like a giant conspiracy theory. Like if
Yeah.
someone like showed me all the cutscenes from Metal Gear and be like, it's real, I'd be like, oh damn.
Yep. Well, I think that in Metal Gear Solid 2, again, being at that point in time playing that, not knowing who the fucking Patriots were, you know, and you just
Yeah,
hear that.
you're
constantly
getting
in
little
that game.
like the lolly looly low.
You're like, of course George. You're like, of course George Bush is part of this. Him and the Patriots are gonna fuck this place up.
I think the first time you hear it is in the boat or something like that. When you no, what part is it? I can't remember. But you like find somebody and they're like, "Who sent you? The Patriots?" And like someone's like, "The lolly looly low."
Yeah.
And you're like, "What?
Like, was that like a song?
What is going on?"
That was oh dude, that part in Metal Gear Solid 2 when you're in the tanker as Snake and you come around that one fucking corner and then there's that flashlight shining on the Raven toy.
Fucking Raven.
And I thought he was actually there. And then that locker right there, dude. You open up that locker and that dead body just fucking tips out of there. It's just like Jesus. Yeah. What was your favorite boss in that game? Metal Gear Solid 2.
My favorite boss in that one?
That's a fucking hard question.
I don't know. I like the Solidus fight at the end. That's always kind of cool.
Yeah. With the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because that was the first, other than like, because the only other time you really had the sword was in the VR missions of Metal Gear 1 or Metal Gear Solid. It's got cool boss battles. And I mean, like then the Vamp one's cool. You get snipe him, and then he kills EE.
I like fighting Vamp in the weird pool. It's like all the oxygen's taken out of the water or whatever.
Oh yeah,
That's a cool fight scene.
That's a sweet fight too. Then you get to fight the fucking
I really like Fat
Harrier
Man.
jet.
Actually, grow fat.
Yeah, Fat Man's actually really bad.
That's a fun like boss battle.
Oh, yeah.
I liked it.
Even though the one thing, this is like my only complaint in Metal Gear 2 or Metal Gear Solid 2 is that I just think that the big shell is kind of a boring looking scenery.
Yeah.
That's the only, because you look at like Shadow Moses is so fucking awesome. It's snowing. It's this compound. It's up in Alaska, and then it kind of changes.
It's kind of decrepit too.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Where the big shell just kind of bland. Everything's kind of brown and
That
like
Shadow Moses is
beige.
it's an actual real
Yeah, like
place.
seagulls and shit.
Like it's actually
The
real.
seagulls is the most interesting thing in there. You know, because like the tanker's cool, but like for some reason, the last time I went and played Metal Gear Solid 2, I was like, you know, I like the story and you know, I like the gameplay, but it's just I wish Big Shell was just a little bit more interesting looking. It's just kind of, and I don't know if that just has to do, I don't know why exactly, but it's just kind of a bland looking area.
Yeah.
Everything's that same like
Because it's actually a Metal Gear.
kind of
that's
yellowish,
why.
brown, red.
Sitting on top of Arsenal Gear. You know?
Yeah, once it transforms, but you know, and then you know, you just kind of. There's not like tons of kind of like little like differences in every kind of room. Sort of looks kind of the same, you know.
Well, you're kind of screwed there because it's like ocean, catwalks. That's pretty much it.
Oh, and some of those catwalks fall apart.
Oh my
Damn,
god.
You're like, ah, fuck.
I love the animations that they put in because they tried to hit it to where Snake or Raiden try to hit every step when they're going up and down stairs. And every time it's just like
super fast.
Is Metal Gear 2 the first one you can roll in?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same.
And you'd roll down the stairs with Snake and he falls.
You just lay there.
Ryan's just like,
Ryan's got that
gingerly
fucking dude, he's got that side flip thing, dude. I
Yeah,
used to just knock people out, dude. Just sprint towards somebody and just side flip into them, knock them out real quick, toss them off the edge.
I don't know what it is. I don't care what video game it is. Something about tossing people off the edge never gets old.
Yeah.
Every video game I've ever played, like Force Unleashed, I love throwing fucking stormtroopers off the edge. Bullet Storm fucking kicking people off the edge. You know, Metal Gear Solid dropping people off the edge. Fucking go back to Golden Axe. One of my favorite parts of that game as a kid was like, oh my god, there's a part where I can kick somebody off the edge. It was just small things like that. It was just like, oh.
I was doing that in Metal Gear Solid 3. I was taking my time to put people to sleep, go up, get their body, drag them over to the edge, and shimmy them over as close as I could get, and just let them go.
oh shit.
I don't know what I don't know what exactly is
like you're gonna die.
Well, I guess going into Metal Gear Solid 3. Which,
That's the one we just almost.
Did
beat
you just
that
play that?
game.
See, now,
Yeah.
2 and 3 I played not too long ago, so I felt like I was pretty up to date on those, so that's why I went and made sure I played all the other ones I didn't get to play.
Yeah.
And all released now in a while too, but
3 is good.
3 is
It's
amazing.
Fucking long.
Cut
dude.
scenes, dude. I did not realize how many cut scenes are in 3 until I played through it last night, dude.
Well,
Dude, it's literally like cut scene. They let you
Little bit
run
of-
like 20 feet, then it's another cut scene.
I can't remember who it was, but it was like some interview I was reading or like some like blog or something like that, and they timed each cutscene. It's basically a full length movie.
Dude, it is, dude. Dude, we're a little, dude. It took forever, dude. And then it's like cutscene, codec call, cutscene, codec call,
Gameplay.
run 30 feet, cutscene. I'm just like, oh my god, I got to take out 2 guards.
Well, Metal Gear 4 is like that too. Like
Metal Gear Solid.
that game, I think there's actually more cutscenes than gameplay.
But I mean, the cutscenes are actually they're more exciting.
Well, I'll say this: Metal Gear Solid. Here's the thing about their cutscenes. It's more exciting than a lot of movies out there. That's a better movie than I'd say most movies.
That's what I always tell everybody, though. It's like you're playing a movie.
It's an interactive movie.
At least in Metal Gear Solid 4, dude, a lot of them are like action cutscenes or cool shit was happening, dude. But in Metal Gear 3, dude, a lot of it, it's like story shit. So you're just like watching, listening.
It's a lot of like old 1950s footage with
I know.
fucking voiceover.
It's like Cold War and shit like that. And granted, I think like the story's cool and all that shit.
exactly.
There are some cool cutscenes.
They had a lot of information to put out in just that game, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, because they kind of had to back up all the other Metal Gear games with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was the first game, because I remember the big point about that game is because when you played Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 2, it took about, give or take, 10 hours to play through the first time, watch everything, maybe 11, 12 hours or so. That one was one of those games where it took like 20 hours to play through the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of, I remember because the other game that came out at the same time was Resident Evil 4. And that took 20 hours too, and that was just a big leap. It was almost like games doubled in time.
It would have been nice if
Metal Gear Solid 3 though, it's hard too at first, like going like straight, because I bought them all like right when they came out. Going from 2 to 3, no fucking radar.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird because
like so much.
Well, it's almost like in each
and being
Metal
able
Gear,
to control like where I'm looking. Oh, it's fucking weird.
Well, the thing too is like, because you kind of forget about this now, but like Metal Gear Solid 3, the original version, it didn't have like the 3D camera.
Yeah.
So you still had the Metal Gear Solid 2 where you push forward and it looks slightly forward, and that's what made it kind of hard. Because once they put that 3D camera, and especially if you get the fucking
Subsistence.
And
that was when they
the Metal Gear HD version of number 3 makes a world of a difference for how clear the fucking game is.
Yeah.
But that was the thing, is that you was like, what the fuck? Radar. I was so used to radar. I'm like, Metal Gear Solid, like, I live by that radar.
Yeah.
So the whole point of not having it. But then, I go back and I can play 3, but since with the controllable camera, it's almost like I don't need the radar because I can see all the way up ahead, you know what I mean? And I can see.
I would go so far, I would like do like a tactical pause and like binocular my way around.
Well, that's in the HD collection thing. If you click down on that right stick, you can change the
you can
back and forth.
You could go back.
He just figured that out today.
I didn't know that. I've been playing the game.
He's all in the Metal Gear Solid 2 type view, and he's just
and I was like, dude, this camera angle is fucked up, bro. And he's like, click the right stick. I was like, what?
Right back to 3D view.
I know, dude.
They could have a whole new world.
They could have lessened that game a little bit if Ava wasn't such a slut.
Oh my god.
Because, dude, some of the scenes with like her and Snake and her getting up in Snake's face and shit were a little pointless.
Well, that's important though, because that's where Solid is.
I mean, I agree, but
that's fucking Snake's mom.
I agree, but they could have done it in one scene rather than dragging it out so far and her being such a whore. Such a whore.
I don't know.
Well, her whole job is to like.
The same, man. Like storylines.
I think. Well, that game's very reminiscent of like the old 007 movies.
Well, that's what I love about like that theme song, and it's like, oh my god,
I hate that theme song. Dude, remember that ladder climb?
Oh my god,
dude,
I love that theme song.
Longest ladder ever.
I don't care. That ladder could be that long, but I love that song so much because it just reminds me of a 007 movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that song is
funny.
that song's on par with like almost any 007 song.
Yep.
It's that good.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Tell you one thing, dude. Fighting the end last night was fucking bullshit, dude.
We didn't have night vision goggles, dude.
Or anything, dude. So I'm running around looking for the end, running through these 3 areas over and over, trying to catch the glare off his scope or something.
You can use night vision goggles. I never fucking did that.
No, night vision goggles pops up as fucking footprints in the ground, so you can just follow his.
Boy, you know what I just do?
what-
I would just run around with the shotgun and I would shoot up behind him and be like, hey, boom!
No,
I was gonna find him.
I know, I was using
I
the
got the
trank
sniper
dart.
rifle. I went to where
I
he's
never did
like
a sniper
sitting. He's sitting in his fucking his wheelchair or on the dock, and you.
Oh, you can shoot him there, and then
he's died. He's dead.
It makes
Game
it so
over.
much easier.
As we're playing, we're spending so much time, and you know how his stamina bar goes down?
Yeah.
Eventually, when it goes all the way down, he dies. We're sitting there, and I think that stamina bar went down 2 chunks by the time he found him the first time.
Yeah,
It
dude,
was just
so,
like-
dude, for like ever,
like
dude, I'm
45
running
minutes.
around,
Just
dude.
running
The
around.
only part of the game I had trouble with, really.
It's weird, that part either goes by so fast for me or it takes fucking
The first
forever.
time I played
different
through it,
every
dude,
time
it was
you play
quick.
it.
Yeah.
Like, it
I,
really is.
like sometimes
I
I'm just
killed his
running around
bird,
like,
dude.
what?
Did you ever
He
kill
got
his
really
bird?
fucking sad
Dude,
when I
he
killed
freaks
his
the
bird.
fuck out. He's like, you killed my bird.
He's like, I'm gonna get you. You killed my bird. I'm like, oh, I feel kind of bad, bro.
That's horrible.
Sorry, my shotgun's kind of has a wide spread.
So what happens? Like you kill his bird and then you kill him because the bird talks to you in
Yeah.
the cutscene.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
that doesn't happen.
well,
in
like,
the
okay,
cutscene,
when he
it's a
dies, it's a
ghost.
bird spirit
Yeah.
instead of like the bird coming and laying on him. And then he lets the bird spirit flies away, and then he dies. He was so sad, dude. It made me feel bad.
Well,
It was
that's
like,
fucked up,
I
dude.
shoot the bird dies. All of a sudden, exclamation points pop up, and all of a sudden, I see subtitles like, "You killed my bird. I'm gonna make you pay for what you've done." I'm just like,
That's horrible. That makes me feel bad.
I know,
I
dude.
know,
I was like,
poor,
damn.
poor guy. That's like
Well,
all
dude,
he
it
has.
pissed me off, dude. I'd been running around for 20 minutes. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna kill his bird. Because I saw it on a log, and so I shot it, dude.
The best thing I did was I literally went around like, cause you know that whole map's like, I think it's like 3 different stages or whatever.
Yeah.
It's almost like
North,
too
south,
fucking
and-
big.
Yeah,
sometimes.
well,
It's like
I-
a peninsula.
You know how
or
if you
in a
use the
clearing.
D-pad, you stealth walk? I stealth walked like the whole entire like edge of the map, and I like went to like the rise area. I think it was like the furthest right little area of the map, and I went to like this like cliffside trying to find him.
Goat's at.
Well, that's where he was. He was
That goat
sitting there.
fucked me up.
Well, he was sitting there like in like the prone, so I pulled out my shotgun and I shot him once in the back of the head with the shotgun and fucking killed him.
Damn.
One
Dude,
hit.
sweet.
Really?
dude.
Yeah.
Because
How
that's
did
what,
you-
mostly it's the weirdest thing. Is like I've always played that where I just go right up and shoot the shot.
Dude, I never
It's-
got a chance to sneak up
Well,
on
you
him
just
last
run
night.
at him.
We had to catch
Well, I
this
come from
player
behind him
or
and I just shoot him in the back. It's just like he wants this great sniper battle, and what do? You fucking show up behind him, blast him with a short range weapon.
You gotta do the tranquilizer gun. You take out his stamina, and then you get his camo.
Oh yeah, I remember you can do that too.
That's what we did last night.
Did you ever get the poopy camo? It's
Poopy
like
camo?
fly. Yeah, it's like shit.
And there's
On
flies
there,
around
there's
you.
flies always
Oh,
around
okay.
you, so a guard will try to like knife you, and they're like, "Oh, oh, he stinks," and then you just kill him. It's really stupid. It makes me laugh though.
Dude, I put, like, last night when we played through it, we were just putting everybody to sleep, dude. And I get to the battle with the Sorrow, dude. And there's, like, nobody to come attack me. So I'm just, like, walking down the river for fucking days, dude. Just waiting for each boss to pop up, dude.
Well, that's like almost kind of the way to do it is because I remember the first time I played that game, I killed every fucking person.
Yeah.
Dude, I maybe saw 3 or 4 soldiers in that
And then
whole
you
river.
just have
So
this,
many people.
humongous marching band of fucking soldiers coming
Like
through.
I said, dude, there were maybe 3 or 4 I saw.
And it almost kind of gives you that thing, like I was
Goddamn.
saying,
And they,
like,
like,
boy,
walked past
I
me. I
sure
was
kill
like,
a lot of people.
Kill me, damn it.
It's a good.
So
recap
what
of
you're
the
saying? It's
entirety
good
of
to
the
kill
game.
people.
It is good to kill people. I wish I would have killed more.
Can't you
Well,
take
you could take the suicide
pill, yeah,
pill.
and then you fucking just wake up.
Or the revival pill
You
or
take
something
the
like that.
revival pill.
Yeah, I think you have to equip
Yeah.
the revival pill and you take the suicide pill.
You're talking about the battle with the Sorrow?
Uh-huh.
Dude, you don't have the suicide pill. I tried to take it. That was the first thing I tried to do. I did not
Well, you're
have it.
supposed to die right there.
Can you drown
and then
yourself?
I think
No.
you.
No, I tried that once. That didn't work
I
out.
couldn't lay down. I know I took the revival pill because I ended up letting, I don't know, one of the bosses or something.
Isn't it right there in the cell though when you get caught? Isn't that where you take the?
You're talking about the
fake
cell
death?
was locked in?
Yeah, yeah.
No, dude, I tried to do that. I just picked up
In
the
the
fork, dude, and then I called the Sorrow because if you press RB, dude, and like you go through and he's holding up like a codec code, dude, and you call it, dude, and the Sorrow's like, oh, the door's unlocked. You're just like, okay. So I
Thanks.
just went out and killed the guard with a fork and.
So awesome.
Ah!
Like, oh, why did we give him that fork?
But yeah, I didn't get to take the fake death pill at all. I didn't have it during the battle or inside the cell.
Huh.
I hid under the bed and the guard started.
You
to
should
freak
have
out,
it at
though.
the start of the game.
I know I
We
did,
we had
dude,
it in
but
our inventory,
but after I
that's
got
for
all my
sure.
shit taken away from me, dude, I didn't have it. All I had were revival.
Oh, look at
pills.
this pill right here.
I know.
The
I was like,
guard
what the
just
fuck?
pops it.
Where's my fucking pill?
How crazy would it be if they made a game about the boss, like World War II status and the code?
That would be a
That would be
badass
pretty
game.
That'd be pretty cool.
Just
There was actually a scene in Metal Gear Solid 3 that we just saw the other yesterday, but it's where it's the second time you fight Revolver Ocelot, I think, with Eva there, and she's like about to fucking shoot him in the head as he's like running away, and Snake just like slaps her hand, and it's just like no, and she's just like why, and something to extend.
He's still
it.
young.
Yeah, he's too young.
oh, I made that
If,
part.
if she would have killed him right there, none of that
Everything
shit
would
would
have
have
changed.
happened.
Dude. Everything would have changed.
Yeah, but
What?
Big Boss and Revolver Ocelot become buddies later on.
Ocelot's
Yeah.
hand movements, dude, are so like. I know.
Yeah.
I know, dude. Like, I was at the end of the game, dude, where you have to like plant the C3 or whatever on the liquid fuel tanks, and Volgan introduced himself, and also it doesn't say anything. He just goes,
Yeah,
just like, what the fuck?
My favorite part,
Puts
when you
his
first
fingers
see
up.
him and he's like looking at you, he's like, oh yeah?
Yeah.
What? He doesn't meow at me?
Well, I will say though, if somebody did that on the battlefield, that would really make you pause for a second.
I know, dude. And then the second time it's weird because he like puts his arms up. He's like, wow. You're like, what the fuck?
Is he gonna rape me?
Oh shit.
Who does Vulcan rape as like?
Vulcan rapist?
No, I mean, yeah, but no, you know how Vulcan
That's
like.
what he is.
But who is the one that Vulcan like fucking rapes in that game or whatever? That's not.
Eva.
No, not Eva though, but like
no,
does
it's
he?
the colonel. The
Oh,
guy that
oh,
looks
the
like
little
Raiden.
guy.
Are you talking about the guy that looks like Raiden? He's got
Yeah.
the fucking Raiden mask.
Yeah, that's the guy. Like it's like
He
fuck buddy.
grabs Snake or Big
Yeah.
Boss's dick.
Yeah.
He's like,
Ugh.
You're not.
You're not the colonel.
oh god.
I know, dude.
I bought him a penis pump last Christmas. I know what the size of his cock is.
Oh man.
That part was so
Vulcan-
weird, dude. I was
Vulcan
like, what the
rapist.
fuck just happened?
So
He's a really good character though, dude. I like.
He's badass.
Like I thought he was a good ending boss.
Holding the.
Plus, when you know that he's raped another
round,
man, they-
punches you.
Yeah.
He was a fun fight scene though, or fight like when you
That's-
actually like kind of fist fight him or whatever.
That's where
That
we're
was
at.
right where we ended.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't have time to really play.
because if you watch all the cutscenes in that game, it is
I
long.
tried it a couple times. Yeah, dude, it was. I can't even begin to tell you. I thought it was gonna take me like 7 hours tops.
Yeah,
dude.
we're like
we're at
like 5.
we're at 8 right now, dude, and still not even through the game. Not even to like the motorcycle scene yet or anything.
And that's fucking long.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of that stuff's all long.
And then the
long,
battle
long.
with the boss still.
The Metal Gear Shadow Low or whatever. the fuck-
Shagahad,
The
dude.
Shagahad,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Fuck
hate that
boss.
fucking fight scene. I think it's stupid.
Dude, I think that's a cool Metal Gear though.
Hella
The
cool.
Shagahad,
Hey, he's
dude.
cool. He's
And
cool.
Ultra
He's in
Age
Peace
Metal
Walker.
Gear, dude. You're
Uh-huh.
just like,
It's
what
in
the
Peace Walker.
Yeah.
No shit.
Really?
Yeah. Did you play Peace Walker?
No, that was
You never
one-
played Peace Walker?
I mean, I have it and
Oh.
I've played a little bit of it, but I've never
you
beaten
You got to get into that
it.
one.
Yeah.
When I first played it,
Once
because
you get further in, it's better.
yeah, because when I got the HD collection, like I played 2 and 3, I was like, oh, I'm gonna play Peace Walker. When I first played it, it was like, what the fuck did they do with the controls? I'm like, they changed. I'm like, fuck this game. And I stopped it. I literally played like 1 mission, and then I came
I was
back
like
with
that
like a
too.
fresh mind, and I was like, okay, I'll get used to the controls. And once I got in the game, it's like, oh, dude, it's fucking
The
awesome.
storyline,
play the
the
co-op.
Like
storyline
the,
of it's
the
pretty
control,
crazy.
Yeah.
they kind of trade
Yeah.
controls, but they put like sweet stuff in it. Like it reminds me a
Yeah.
lot of Final Fantasy Tactics.
Well, it's set up the new game. Like it's the ultimate setup for
Yeah.
it.
and it's
The
one of
thing
those
I
ones.
didn't like about it was the didn't it have like comic book type cutscenes?
Yes.
The cutscenes aren't
Yes.
because they're those kind
I
of
agree 100%.
because I don't know what it is, but motion comics are kind of like half-assed. You know, I don't know. That's how I've always felt. Like to me, like when I especially like okay, if you are doing an independent project and you make a motion comic, I think that's totally fine. But when you're a company that has money and you do a motion kind of comic, it's just like don't fucking cheapen out. Spend the extra bucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, you got to play the Peace Walker. It's
I
fucking.
do.
It is.
I know
Once you get into it, it's so fucking awesome. And I just love like fucking capturing guys and fucking sending them away and then having them join your team.
Kidnap them.
You literally do.
Yep.
And then, like if you played Portable Ops, because I haven't played that one all the way through. I played it a little bit.
I don't like Portable Ops as much as Peace Walker.
Well, you know what? Because they fixed
I tried
it.
to play portable.
They fixed the controls better when you can play it on the console.
Yeah.
Where they like when you're playing on PSP, it's kind of a little bit more jumbled.
I only play it on
Well, Portable
PSP,
Ops though,
so-
you literally take the guy and you throw him in like a rape van. Like that's what you do. You drag him back to this van and chuck him in there. This guy's probably scared for his fucking life.
Wait, you're a weapons expert?
No, don't
Save me
rape
for
me!
later.
Don't rape me! Not the rape man! But in Portable Ops, you sit them on like the little what is it? You put fucking balloons on them and
Yeah.
they go up and they get caught by the what's that thing it catches?
We're
I
still
think
not
they're
done
bringing
with
that
3
back.
though.
Fuck!
Yeah, we still haven't finished
Yeah,
3.
We're getting there.
We got the Vulcan Raven, or Vulcan Raven, Colonel whatever the fuck his name
Colonel
is.
Bolgan.
Vulcan. Colonel Rapist.
Colonel Rapist. He rapes the poor right
I
and
thought,
look like.
what was the main rocket
boss.
scientist's fucking name that you get?
Sokolov?
Yeah.
Sokolov.
Dude, the character of Sokolov is so fucking cool. The way I don't know, I just love his
That's
story.
what,
with,
dude.
Yeah, that's what I love about Metal Gear.
I agree.
The whole nuclear thing. Like
Yeah, like
he's-
like me and Cam were talking yesterday. The mixing with like
history,
like
and-
actual history, and
Yeah,
like
it's
how they
insane.
yeah. I don't
So
know, dude,
intertwined.
Sokolov pissed me off so bad at the beginning of that game when you first meet him. He's such little. He's such.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass. You're
Yeah.
trying to sneak and he's like standing like out in the open with his fucking fist up.
Who's the fat guy? I can't remember his name.
Fat guy.
It's like a he's like a fat scientist. You like have to go into like an admin building.
Oh, you're talking about the guy who's like, oh, Metal Gear, it needs legs.
Yeah,
that
he's
guy.
like, it needs legs. This is bullshit. Sokolov's a
It needs
retard.
legs and it needs a big
And then
cock
you
so it can
steal,
fuck something.
You steal the information from him and you give it to America, which makes Metal Gear Rex.
Yeah, so you pretty much just kind of fuck
Yeah.
everything
Or
up.
Snake
Got
uses it to make Metal Gear Rex.
Bipedal.
Yeah, because this guy just gets all like hopped up fucking in his office.
Yeah, like he tells me, he's like, yeah, it's gotta have legs. That's all you gotta do. And they're like, shut up. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
It's
Fuck
crazy
it.
when they're going over the Shagod and how it's like, you know, it's got the two drills that like pull it along, and then at the same time it's got those two fucking jet engines on the other side. And they said that anywhere in the world that you have a 3 mile long stretch, you can get that thing up to 300 miles an hour and then shoot a fucking missile out of it.
What?
Badass. That covers a range of 6,000 miles, dude. That's crazy. Just the threat of nuclear wars, just.
Hey, it makes for the ultimate
It's fun.
storyline.
It does, really.
Vulcan shoots that mini nuke out of like a handheld
The
fucking
Davy
nuke
Crockett,
launcher. You're
which
just
is
like,
a real fucking thing.
I know, dude. It's crazy shit.
I like how it talks about like the boss in World War II and like how they went on the most deadly missions and just raped people.
Yeah, that's why I think you're right though. That'd be a sweet game later on.
It would be. I just love the Cobras, all of them. I like every single one. I like
The pain.
the end, the pain. The pain's insane. What the fuck? If you were like a video game boss, you'd be the pain. Isn't he the one that like poisons you?
Huh?
The pain's
One of the
that's what the
bees.
Which
bees.
one's that?
bees guy.
Which is the one that like poisons
fear.
The fear.
You'd be
Fuck
the
that
fucking
guy.
fear.
That one that like, dude, oh my god, that battle was
Like a
such a
Predator
bitch
battle.
yesterday, dude.
It is, but
Because like,
it's so
dude, we were
badass.
trying to put him to sleep instead of kill him. So it's like you can get him down so far, and then
just
like
eats.
yeah, dude, and then eats again, and his stamina's back up, dude. So
Did
it's
you
like
have thermal goggles?
no.
No,
That's
we
the
didn't
only way
have
you could do that.
We did it just because he kind of flashes a little bit.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
a little
dude.
bit
Well, it's
like,
And I was
like-
looking for trees falling
like
out,
Predator.
leaves falling out of
Just like
trees.
scanning everywhere.
I'm just like, it's like looking for a
we played
predator,
on
dude.
very
Yeah, that's what it
easy
reminds me of. That's why they so badass.
But yeah, dude, that battle's cool.
Strange
Dude,
enough, I think that one's
badass,
actually
dude. I think
easier
that was
if you
such a
change the
badass
camera.
battle.
Yeah.
Really?
If you change to the Metal Gear Solid 2 camera, it's almost like it was designed more for that.
Yeah.
When you have the 3D one, you're like, where the fuck is he?
Hey, he jumps all over the
See,
fucking place.
we played on very easy mode just to get through the story, you know, just to get that all
Well,
done.
I've learned that like with video
But-
games, I don't care what it is, when you go back to a game you haven't played in a long time, even if you think you should be playing on hard, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because just getting back, like you'll play it sometimes for like 10 minutes, you'll be like, fuck.
Yep.
You're just so not used to controls or what
I've
have
done
you.
that.
And you got
I've done that.
two.
I've done that mistake many a times.
Dude, even the Path of the Acolyte, dude, it's just so hard.
Dude, I know. I shouldn't have. I figured the path of the warrior was normal since Acolyte's easy, so I'm like, whatever. I'll play it on normal. Cool. I don't want to play it on too easy.
That's one of the hardest games there is.
I don't want to talk about it, dude. But
You get raped in that game.
yeah, but
Is there anybody else to cover in 3?
Are we missing a villain?
We're just missing like random
They just-
Cobras like the Pain, who's stupid.
oh yeah,
The
the
Pain
pain was
Tommy
all
gun.
right, dude.
It's kind of a
But
cool
I
battle.
love that scene right before that though, where
he's in a cool
you're fighting,
idea.
you're fighting Ocelot, and then he has those like 2 revolvers, and all the
Oh,
bees are
dude, he's
swarming.
spinning the revolvers and just
Yeah,
killing all the
just killing
hornets,
dudes all
dude.
the
You're
time.
just like, that is so fucking bad. Gets backed up to a tree and he's just, fuck, dude. It's fucking sick as fuck.
That was the other thing.
I
We
like-
couldn't find the fucking torch. We didn't have the goddamn navigation.
Oh
so
my
Snake
God,
jumps
dude, I-
into the fucking hole.
I walked
and we can't
around
see
that
shit.
chasm for days,
He,
dude.
he
Pitch
pulls out
black.
he pulls out a cigar, so there's just like
Yeah.
when you get close to a wall, it's just like
Okay,
a
there's
little
a
bit of
wall.
I
light.
started hucking stun grenades, dude. Stunning myself because it would light everything up for like a brief 2 seconds, dude.
Dude, I did that. It's fun after you beat the game though, and you have like the Patriot or whatever.
Yeah.
You just walk through like
But I like
shooting everything, shooting all the walls. You're just like, oh hey, here's the opening.
Snake's fucking crazy, dude. He gets covered by the bees and just jumps down this fucking chasm, dude. He's just like,
Fuck it.
bucket.
You know what's another sweet battle though? It's kind of towards the end there. It's actually like a video battle, I guess. But when they're on the plane and Snake and Ocelot are fighting each other,
Oh man, yeah, that was
he
bad.
fucking chucks him out there and he spins. Ocelot spins across the water.
That's a good one.
That one, I love that game though. That's such a good
And
game.
fucking Eva fucks you at the end. for the Chinese government or whatever.
I know she leaves.
For the Chinese government.
But then she comes back. She
Fucking
comes back to
whore.
Big Boss though later on
Yeah.
in the story. I guess that sort of leads us into Peace Walker.
She plays one of the biggest parts in 4.
Yeah, she does. But I guess that sort of leads us into. Let's go back to Peace Walker because that leads us kind of into
Okay,
there.
how
next.
long will it? Your first time play through Peace Walker, how long is it gonna take? Because I gotta know how much.
It
time
depends
I
what
need
you
It
to
takes
do.
well, the thing about that game is you have to kind of play missions over and over again.
I did because you actually build Outer
You can
Haven.
get, it's on the HD
Yeah,
collection.
Like that's the biggest thing about it. So like I would literally like, I remember it got to the point where I couldn't find anybody good enough. So I would just sit there and like kill everybody until like
They
the
start giving
special
better guards.
forces would come in, and then I kidnap them, and then I get out of there.
Yeah.
So like I mean you'll do that, and you'll do like tank battles like multiple times because you're trying to build your army up.
And you
Right.
can capture tanks and fucking jeeps and stuff.
Once
like
you
that.
start doing that though, and you start building your army up, like you get all fucking crazy.
Yeah.
At least I did. I was like, oh.
Well, in mine, did you ever play
My
Final
army's gotta be better.
Did you ever play Final Fantasy Tactics?
It's badass.
Oh, you never. RG played Tactics.
Yeah.
You know how like you could also send some of your guys out like on those side missions.
Yeah.
It
it's
does
just
it like
I
that.
want to play.
Well,
it,
you could
dude.
do that as many times as you want. Like it depends on how many people you get.
Right.
The only downfall is there's parts in that game where it's like, it's so made to have somebody else play it with you that some of the parts are like they're fucking
what-
hard because it's not really meant to be played by one person.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you can.
Because some of those boss battles you're supposed to have like 4 players playing with you.
The
wonder
last
if you
Metal
can
Gear
system
boss battle was actually really hard too.
Yeah, that was fucking like it's like I played that over and over and over again. It took me forever to figure that one out.
Do you know if you can system like that game?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the PlayStation or PSP has like the little fucking. It's almost like a Wi-Fi thing, doesn't it?
Oh.
Well, I know on the
talking
Xbox
about-
you could
do
just
have it
plug-
on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay, we should play. We should try to see if you,
You
can
could just-
go off that.
Yeah, you could just plug in the fucking Ethernet cable and then play them. But yeah, it's the only way to play some of those
Shit.
like boss battles. Which I bet you the game would be 100 times better though if you played a co-op. That'd make it amazing.
Probably.
But no, it's one of those games you have to play it though for the story though.
Yeah.
Especially you got to play it before the Phantom Pain
Like
comes out.
it actually fucking. I'm just, you want to just talk about it? You don't really care, do you? Like the biggest thing about Peace Walker is it takes the point where Big Boss finally like, for sure, 100% says fuck the USA, like fuck
Yeah.
everybody else. I'm making my own country. Like that was like the starting point really,
Mm.
because he I can't remember. It's like Strangelove, Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah.
Yeah, he meets his doctor and like he meets like Otacon's dad.
Yeah.
Which he's unimportant.
Yeah.
No, but he's gonna be fucking important though. He's in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh, he is?
Uh huh.
Huey is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, I guess he's important.
And
But,
then
uh,
also Master Miller is also like a big
Okay.
character.
Yeah,
in it, too.
Master Miller's like your right-hand man through
Right.
the whole thing. But, no, like, you meet Strangelove, and she's trying to recreate the boss, like, via AI.
Mhm.
And so, Snake goes in there, or Big Boss goes in there, and he, like, gets into the AI and he starts talking to it. Well, that was, like, the missing piece. They needed Big Boss's input, because he's, like, the only person that's ever really close to her.
Yeah.
And so, like, basically the boss comes back to life through AI.
And there's parts too.
And then then she kills herself. She kills herself. Like doesn't Metal Gear like go off into the ocean? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she kills herself. She was gonna launch a nuke. She was like, fuck it. She's like, I'm gonna be a hero. I'm gonna like go ahead and take the dive. And like Big Boss loses his mind. And he's like, she's a bitch. Like yeah, like pretty much like he's like she gave up on being a soldier.
Now, where is Zero in the whole mix?
Zero, you find out Zero fucking betrayed you at the end. He took the
Mhm.
Philosopher's Legacy. And he's not really in Peace Walker, is he?
Not that much until like the very end.
I think he's controlling the CIA that's in Peace Walker.
But the law is okay. You know those 2 kids in fucking Ground Zeroes, Paz
Yeah,
and
Paz
Chico.
and Chico.
They're big characters in that game too.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And Paz is kind of like she's like that
She's
main
a double agent.
and she's always like that kind of like Snake, don't kill people.
Yeah, they kind of go into like Cypher. Like, you play Ground Zeroes, like how they
Yeah.
talk about Cypher.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they kind of.
That game did not make a lot of sense to me.
No,
'cause I
it
haven't
didn't.
played
Because
Peace
if you didn't play Peace Walker, that game is you're like what the? 'Cause it's really almost like
I
a
think
total
they'll
sequel
explain it.
to Peace Walker.
I think they'll explain it. Hopefully, if they don't, then it's gonna be fucked up.
Yeah.
People are gonna be like, I don't understand. It'd be like leaving out like Metal Gear Solid 2 for 4.
Yep.
You'd be like,
Or just playing the tanker and not playing.
who's this guy with this really gay hair and high heels flipping around?
His grab high heels. He can grab things. That's really flexible feet. That's what I thought the whole
Wow,
time.
that was cool. I wish I had feet that
Yeah,
grab
fuck.
shit.
Yep.
Be like a monkey.
Kinda.
I definitely want to play Peace Walker.
It's one of those ones you just gotta sit down and like once you kind of get past the fact that the controls are like a simplified version of Metal Gear Solid, and the second thing kind
It
of
works though.
the
It
second
works
thing
fine.
kind of threw me off at first is there was no like blood. I was
Oh,
like, what
Yeah,
the
that
fuck?
is kind of dumb.
The little bit that I did play, it felt like I was playing Metal Gear Solid 4, like compared to any of the other ones that I was
Well, because it's got like the you hold
over
L
the
and then you can
shoulder.
shoot. Yeah,
shooting and all that. But
Well, I actually didn't play it. Like I bought it like right when it came out. I didn't play it. I was like the same way. Like this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And then I deployed to Afghanistan. I had like limited resources for video
Yeah.
games. So I played the shit out of Peace Walker.
did you play for PSP or Xbox?
PSP.
Or PS3?
PSP.
PSP.
No, I just had a
Played on the
computer and a
original
PSP. That's all
I
I
want to
had.
play it. Damn it.
It's really sweet. The only downfall, I wish it was split screen like co-op though. It's kind
It
of like you
would
have to bring
be.
your Xboxes over together or PlayStations and whatnot, but it is one of the ones. It's a really cool game, and like as far as story goes, I mean, I think it's just as important.
It doesn't
as any
really
of the other
get
Metal
into
Gears.
the story till the end of it, really.
Yeah, but it's got constant like. I mean, you have to watch those motion comic scenes, but like throughout the whole game, though, you're learning a bunch of shit just as much as any other Metal Gear.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole point of the game though is you kind of play the missions over a bunch of times. You build up your army. That you kind of by getting the army too, you grab people and like this guy fucking works in R&D. This guy like works for a weapon specialist. This guy works in your kitchen. This one's a medic. So on.
Well, when you see how badass Outer Haven actually gets.
Yeah, you're building this
Because
outer
it'll
haven,
show it.
Yeah.
Like it actually shows like your like army.
and it's like that. That's just so bad. And the cool thing too is in Metal Gear Solid 5, they're bringing that stuff back.
Yeah.
That's
Are
so yeah, so you can fucking grab
Fuck,
people,
that's what
fucking
I'm-
send them to the rape van and take them home and
you
work.
seen
You
the
can grab
balloon
people
thing?
and send them to the rape van. Oh my god.
And then make them work
That's
at your
specific.
house.
You're coming with me.
Really, what it is, it's almost like a
Go.
slave trade when you really get down to it, because you're taking these people,
Yeah.
taking them to your base, and making them work for fucking free, and then telling them that they're kind of a part of some form of new free world. Well, it's kind of weird because, like in Metal Gear 2, like Big Boss just has all these children he's fucking like captured to turn into soldiers, just fucking walking around his like base.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so Big Boss really just steals children and.
Oh, Metal Gear 2?
Yeah. So really, with the whole story of Big Boss, maybe they'll explain this to Phantom Pain is that he likes just to capture children and
Yeah.
fucking train them to be his warriors.
I don't know, the new one's gonna be like in Afghanistan or some shit.
Well, it takes place in like 5 different areas or something.
Oh,
like that.
really?
So it's kind of like Metal Gear Solid 4, where like you travel around the world,
Oh,
sort of thing.
I
So
like that.
Dude. all
I think
the
that's so
areas-
badass.
All the areas in that. Are we into Metal Gear Solid 4 yet?
we can progress into there.
Yeah, we go. Peace Walker's basically done. No,
4 is amazing, dude.
I love 4. I love the
Yeah.
boss battles in 4.
Dude, they're
They
fucking
boss
awesome,
battles.
dude.
I screamed like a little girl with the stupid octopus lady.
Oh my god.
Cause she would just like pop
But-
out of places
I know, it was
until
scary,
I
dude.
until I figured out her pattern, and then I just raped
Yeah.
her.
The only boss battle I had a hard time with in that game was with Crying Wolf, I think.
Shadow
Oh, the
Moses.
sniper.
Sniper and the
Oh.
What I just did is I took the
thing,
rocket
Shadow
launcher and
Moses.
run up and go boom, 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 and then like chase her up again, bam, and just shoot her with the rocket
I was
launcher.
having a hard time finding her.
That
Dude,
was
I
one of my
kind of had the
favorite.
same problem
That
with the Raven.
throwback mission. That is awesome.
Well, the hard part about that battle, though, is the fact that, like, you have those other guards just running around. But once you kind of, like, thin their ranks out, then it's pretty
Are
easy.
you talking about Crying Wolf?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because those other guards are kind of a pain in the ass. But I like how you can climb up on all the buildings and whatnot.
Once you get
all the
strong
towers.
enough to those the girls, yeah, like the little ninja bitches,
Yeah.
they're so easy to kill.
And then
Like it got to the point to where I didn't have to go stealth anymore.
No, you're just like, fuck you.
Yeah, I killed everything.
like we were talking earlier, I was frustrated trying to find what's his fucking face. The Raven? The Raven guy? Where he like
Which game now?
4.
Raven guy.
yeah, the one you fight in the tower.
Oh, yeah, you're talking Raging Raven.
Yeah, that's the
God,
one.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's his
Oh, that
name.
was the one where, like, I remember battling it, and then I fucking got hit by a missile. I bounced off, I hit the fucking railing, and Snake rolled over. I was like, the fuck?
Yep.
I'm like, I didn't know you could go flying out of this thing.
I just remember that fight scene being annoying as fuck.
I
It
just
was,
used the
dude.
Stinger missiles. I
Dude,
just
it
be
was-
like,
I thought it was annoying trying to find them running through the offices and shit like that. Fucking right before you, or I don't remember. It's not right before the tower fight, but it's a little before.
You know
that.
what's the one thing that pissed me off the most about that game? Like, the most badass cutscene. That they should have just made a cutscene when Vamp and fucking Raiden just go at it.
oh,
go
and you
on a
can't
death
watch it
match.
because you gotta fucking.
Yeah, you gotta kill fucking Metal Gears. I never got to like have somebody else play it so I could just watch it.
I know.
I'm like trying to. I'm like,
I almost forgot that was happening because I was so focused on fucking killing all the geckos.
That's all I want to see. Like that. Like I remember me and you talking about, or like,
I know, dude.
like if Raiden fought Vamp, what the fuck, man? That should be insane. Deathmatch.
Epic
And then
as
it finally
fuck,
happens.
But no, you can't really watch
I
it
can't watch it.
unless you have somebody else playing.
I remember seeing like snippets, like
Yeah, you
Ryan's
look-
doing a backflip and throwing knives at Vamp, and Vamp throws his own knives and they hit.
Yeah, you look at it for like a
Crazy
second,
shit.
and then it's like, But yeah, there's just tons of those geckos just keep coming in and coming in and coming in.
Fucking geckos, dude.
Yeah, why do they sound like cows?
They sound like cows and they like shit out that green fucking liquid.
It's
all
like,
the
what
time.
the fuck? But I
And
mean,
it's like
it
one
makes
of
the machines, like I was saying, it makes the machines kind of scary that they give them like animal-like
Yeah.
qualities.
Yeah, well, I remember
That
because like
wasn't
yeah,
scary. It should have been something like brutal and
I
stuff.
don't like a lion roar
That
or
is like
something.
one of my favorite
dude.
scenes though. Is right at the very beginning of the game when you're getting chased by geckos, right after the very first part, and you climb up that fucking stair set, and then you put on your octa camo, and you like don't know exactly what that is at that point in the game, and then you see that box there, and the fucking Metal Gear walks up to it, sticks its foot over it, and smashes down. You see all this red shit splay all over the place, and you're like, oh, did he just fucking die? Box of watermelons. It's like, fucking Hajime, you sneaky bastard, man. Just, yeah.
Oh man.
one thing control-wise that came about me in Metal Gear Solid 4 though is you can't run and like shoot like you could in the older Metal Gear games.
Yeah.
Like you always had to be aim shoot, if you know what I mean. So like you always had to do the slow walk. You couldn't do because all the other ones you could just run and Snake be like, oh,
Yeah.
just like
kill
running with the
everything.
Patriot or something like that. I was kind of bummed you couldn't do that in that one.
4 you can crouch walk though, right? Okay, yeah, I was trying to do it on 3 a lot, dude. And
You, like, crouch,
and
lay
I'd
down.
get on the ground,
Stand up,
and there's
lay
like
down.
enemies attacking me. I'm like, fuck.
I hate that when you like hold down X or like whatever system you're playing on, and he rolls just into like a crouch or into like the prone.
Oh, I know, dude.
Just
Like,
crawling.
fuck.
Like, no, get up! Damn it!
I hate watching Snake that entire goddamn game. He just wants a cigarette so bad. That
He wants a
entire
cigarette.
game.
He wants to die.
And
That's like all he wants.
everybody takes it from him, dude.
Fucking
The
monkey takes it from
monkey, dude.
Fucking Otacon trying to tell him to quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole time it was just like, ugh. Took my cigarette.
Especially the one where he gets picked up in the fucking plane thing, and they're all having that debrief meeting or whatever, and he's sitting there in the back like about to light it up, and then fucking something happens and he can't do it. He just,
Poor
I love all the
Snake.
motion capture that they got in that game, dude. It looks so good.
How do you feel about Meryl in 4?
I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool that she's back. I didn't expect it.
I was
at all.
weirded out at first.
The weird thing though about like
That she gets Johnny out of all people.
well, the weird thing too is like,
dude.
what the fuck happens there? Okay, Johnny's always been like the dipshit of the whole group, and all of a sudden, the second he pulls his mask off, like everything fucking changes. He's sitting there in the fucking room. He's got sunglasses on. He's all badass. Like, what the fuck? He becomes like a douchebag. It's like he took his mask off and he went from total dipshit to being this like thinks he's really cool. Like there was this humongous change. He's fucking like mailing his body. He's like, ooh, ass.
Well, listen, he couldn't have nano machines. They made him sick.
Yeah, so he always like
avoided it.
Well, he always avoided it, which is why he's always fucking sick. It's always,
because
why
the
he's, like, always
nanomachines
shitting his
control
pants
you,
and
so you
stuff.
don't really get sick.
Wait, so
Yeah.
was he actually shitting his pants the whole time?
Yes.
Yeah, he just.
So he's this guy who's shitting his pants, and then all of a sudden, like out of the blue, I couldn't figure that out. Like, why is he all cool all of a sudden?
Well, Meryl like walks in, flexes, and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're the perfect woman for me."
Well, yeah. Well, Meryl's the one that also stole his fucking clothes and left his like ass naked sticking up.
Back and Shadow Moses.
Oh god.
It's so funny when you run into him in Metal Gear Solid 4 too. The first time you see him, because he's just sitting there behind the fucking barrel, just like
Like,
shitting
oh,
all
I
over the
know,
place.
dude. It's
Well,
like-
the reason
He's
is
just
like,
like, oh, runs away.
Why does Snake take that barrel? It's just like this guy's been shitting in it, and he takes the barrel. It's just like,
Fucking camouflage right there.
you're gonna do it. Always gonna get next to the shit
It's
barrel.
so much fun being in that barrel though, dude, and just rolling, just taking guys out all over the
It's
place,
awesome.
dude. I love it.
4 had a lot of fun fucking moments in it.
Yeah.
I love the customization with like the weapons too.
Oh, dude, it was awesome.
Well, at the time, it was supposed to be the last game ever in the Metal Gear series
Yeah.
or franchise or whatever. So yeah, they fucking pumped a lot of shit.
The one thing
out
about the
of that game.
customizations though is I actually, when people explained it to me originally, I thought it was gonna be a little bit different. Like, I thought it would be one of those ones where it was kind of like Resident Evil 4, where you could, like, you know, upgrade, like, the power, the reload.
That's what I think about customization with every game now.
Yeah.
Someone's like, you can upgrade your guns and customize them. It's like, oh, okay. And I think immediately Resident Evil 4. Dude.
And then I was kind of bummed when I was like, oh, I can put a silencer or a flashlight on, and that's about it. Like,
I can put a foregrip on it.
like I was just kind of...
It upgrades like the accuracy.
No, I know, I agree.
Well, I thought you could, like,
It does a
upgrade,
little
like,
bit.
the
It all-
magazines
it all
and
it all
things like
takes
that.
effect, but
I was kind of bummed there. I really did think it was going to be more like
reload
Resident Evil 4.
speed.
It would just be ridiculous if every game went with that.
Well,
like,
that's
oh,
just automatically what my mind goes
yeah,
to.
I'm just gonna put this little piece in, and my power's gonna be increased by 20%. Like, that's not real.
So it's a video
I
game. Once
actually-
again, there's got to be that bit of science and fantasy, or sci-fi and fantasy mixed in.
I love the whole how nanomachines control everything in Metal Gear Solid 4,
Oh,
and
yeah.
how like the final outbreak of all that, and
It
not
becomes
being
like an
able to,
epidemic almost.
you know, not being able to like pick up weapons and shit, you know, or like you can collect weapons and then sell them and then go buy the actual like untagged weapon. I don't know. It's just
Yeah, I like the whole weapon tagging. I like how PMCs were like this giant evil just
Mhm.
going, because that's like
private
true
industry.
shit. That was
Yeah.
like a big thing in Iraq. Like PMCs would come in and just wipe out civilians
Jeez.
just for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like Blackwater, everybody's probably heard of Blackwater.
Mhm.
They're no more because they killed a bunch of civilians. They've just changed their name, so
It's just
Yeah.
they don't get sued.
What's crazy about Metal Gear is a lot of the boss battles and a lot of characters and all that shit, you know, obviously very fictional. But the actual like surrounding subplot of having nanomachines control everything and
Well, it's
having
all-
ID tagged weapons, that's so plausible. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
like,
all kind of
it's
based
like-
on things that are already close to being real, if not real
Yeah.
already. You know, that's why I always like about Metal Gear Solid. Is it kind of like it has reality in it, but it's dipped with a bit of sci-fi and a bit of fantasy. And I also like how they explain kind of like Vamp. It's like, oh, it's the nanomachines making like a vampire, you know.
That was a key scene, dude.
Apparently, he doesn't have to suck people's blood and be all creepy.
He
you
just
know?
does that
He
because he
just
likes
does
it.
That's awesome.
He's just a weird motherfucker.
That's something we forgot is, sorry, dipping back to Metal Gear Solid 2 is Fortune.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Fortune.
that's right.
Oh my god, dude, that scene when you're playing is riding down below. and
Nobody
you
can
fucking-
kill me because
Yeah, when you pop out and you just like now and you like fire your shot and it rips around her and hits fucking Vamp right in the forehead and he just falls down and dies.
everybody
And then,
dies
like-
around me.
Yeah, that is crazy. And then you find out she's the daughter of the admiral that got killed
Mm-hmm.
in the snake mission.
And then going back to Olga with the kid Sonny.
Sonny's in 4.
Yeah.
Olga's a cyborg ninja in 2,
Mm-hmm.
which is weird.
Yeah.
That's strange to see her pop up there. Oh, we also forgot about the
Speaking of,
Harrier fight with
Me
fucking.
too.
Oh my god, dude, I love that battle.
you know what something we else forgot too is like, what do you think about those snake tails in like the substance one? Remember they kind of gave it. It was sort of like they almost said like,
I
we're
can't
sorry
remember
for
any of
Raiden. Here's 5 little missions that have Solid Snake in them with no videos. You just read about 3 pages worth of dialogue, and that's.
Mhm.
I can't remember him.
I just remember them just being kind of like half-assed. Like they're just like, okay. It was just kind of like, oh, go here, do that.
Appease gamers.
Yeah, it was just sort of give you like, it was like, okay, you can play a snake in the big shell, but it was like one of those ones like, as I remember when they like were selling that substance, like, oh, that's gonna be so fucking badass. They're gonna explain like what Snake was doing the whole time there and all this stuff, and then like you kind of play him, it was just like, yeah, it was just it sort of explained, but it was kind of just like.
Was he even dressed up as like how he is as Pliskin?
No, I want to say he was
I don't
dressed up
remember
like how he was in the tanker. I really want
that's
to.
what I think.
I remember playing him about once and just kind of going, well, that was okay.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess I just expected to be so badass.
Did you ever do the
I don't
skateboarding?
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
That
dude.
was-
Shit was awesome.
They actually did a really good job on that. You know what was cool in number 3 was the Ape Escape one, which they
Yeah.
took out of the
Yeah.
HD collection.
Fucking escape.
But like, yeah, I was like, I remember when I was playing, I was like, what the fuck, Ape Escape? But it was like this badass snake going around capturing the apes.
Got him. You're mine.
There's so many good hidden like sub messages in those games, dude. I just like in Metal Gear Solid 2 when you're sitting inside of a fucking locker or whatever, and there's like a picture of a chick right in front of you. You can just like lean in and kiss it.
Yeah.
It's like, why is that in this game?
Well, I noticed in Metal Gear Solid 4 there was a couple pictures they had in it, not very
Yeah.
many, but there was a couple. One thing that was weird about Metal Gear Solid 4 is you couldn't duck in the lockers.
Yeah.
No?
No, because I was in a locker once and I was like, oh fuck, I can't duck, they'll see me. And then like, I was like, oh, I guess they can't see you now for some reason. Which I don't know how they, if you looked at a locker, could you see through it? Have you ever looked? Yeah, it's like, it's so hard to see. They got the little gates on them and everything.
I'm sure you can't see out either.
Yeah. Probably if you like look real close and look out, but.
Let me look at this person's locker right
Yeah,
here.
we walk right up to it. I think they just did that just to make it so like when you duck down, you don't have the radar and you just kind of hear them stepping up to make it kind of scarier or something like that.
I think Metal Gear Solid 4 took, and we already talked about it, took the bosses and like their backstory, and they took that to like a whole new level.
Well, it's also amazing
I
how
think it's
long
going to be even more crazy for the next game. Most
how long
likely.
it takes to get to a boss battle in number 4. Like they don't happen right away. Because at first I was like, do they not have boss battles in this one? I mean, the whole Afghanistan one, you don't battle a boss at all. I don't think in the entire section.
I don't know, dude. In 3, it's like boss battle,
Boss battle, boss battle.
yeah. Boss battle, all after each other.
And that's kinda how all of them are.
And then codec calls.
There's not really that many codec calls in number 4 though. I noticed. There's more videos than there is anything.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know the
like the
cinematics
same
for
thing,
when
though.
you fight the Fury though is badass.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
going home, Houston.
I can see the earth.
Dude, that's a boss battle we forgot about. That's a really cool one.
I just love that cutscene. I can see the earth. It's beautiful. Boom, just
See,
explodes.
that's the one that, like, because he played most of Metal Gear Solid 3, that's the one point that I actually picked up and played. And again, we're using the tranquilizer gun, and I get his fucking stamina all the way down to where he has 1 hit left. And I just couldn't hit him for the life of me, dude. He's just all over the place, just
I know,
ripping back and
dude,
forth. There's fire everywhere. He's still, like, trying to knock
He's
me
like
off the
predictable the whole time up until the last hit, dude.
edge.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, I like how that guy is like so lost in his own world too.
Yeah,
He's just
fucked up.
all he
man.
can think of is space.
I know, dude. He's a fucking freak.
How about Metal Gear Solid 4 when you're on Shadow Moses and you finally get in Rex and you're just fucking trudging
Oh,
up.
man.
Dude, and then you fight a Ray.
Metal Gear Ray.
It's like, I've been,
Before you're
waiting,
like, get back here, Liquid!
I've been waiting so long. I remember the first time when I got to that point, I was like, it has been so fucking long, like over 10 years at that point, where I actually wanted to get into a Metal Gear and fucking use it. You know, like, you're always fighting it, so now you get to fucking use it.
Yeah, at that moment you just pause the game. You're like, oh god.
Yeah. My
Thank
heart
you.
just sank.
Thank you.
With that,
That part though is so cool. That 4th chapter though, when you just get to go back, and I like when
Yeah.
Snake has that dream where you're playing with Metal Gear or Metal Gear Solid first, and you're like, oh, it's like and then you go and you crawl through, and then all of a sudden he wakes up, he's like, oh, what the fuck?
I put that when the I think it's that ship or something's coming in where Raiden's there at the end of Shadow
Oh yeah,
Moses.
he's holding it back.
And he's like holding this fucking ship up. God damn, dude. He gets fucked up in that game.
Yeah, Ryan's just
so
getting-
bad.
Didn't he like lose his arms and shit?
Yeah.
Well, how does he lose his second arm? I see he loses one, and then all of a sudden he's standing there with like no arms, and he's got the sword in his mouth, and I was like, where the fuck the other arm
I
go?
think it might have been right there where he got smashed
Yeah.
by that ship.
Oh, maybe that's where it was.
But that's a ridiculous scene where he's just
Yeah.
fighting with a sword in his mouth and no arms, and he's just like,
what the
taking
fuck?
these guys. But that's also one of the most sad scenes in that whole fucking goddamn game, dude, is when you're in the microwave room and you're crawling as Snake, like trying to get through that, and just tapping that fucking triangle button as fast as you can. He's just slowly just getting slower and slower.
With that part though, the one that I can't figure out is like, why the fuck didn't Snake just go, here Otacon, go fucking in there, tosses him in there, and he drives him and does it, because when he gets in there, Snake's just sitting there like, oh, okay, Otacon, you do the job now. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, why did Snake have to go in there? Really, just take the Mark III and have it run its fucking ass in there.
So that makes sense.
You know another thing I'm getting about the Mark III too is like there's points where the Mark III like Snake has to pick it up and put it on the counter, and it's like, well then how the fuck is it following me all over the place now if it can barely even climb up things?
Yeah.
Can't go upstairs.
Well, it's like I like that part where Snake's going down the stairs all slowly, and so is the Mark III's down
Yeah,
there
yeah.
going down.
Just all the little shit in those games, dude. It's just perfect.
I would have been okay if 4 was like the last game.
Mhm.
Just the final battle.
Oh, it's perfectly
Oh
made
my
to be
God.
the final one. And then I even just love when you get towards the end though too, and it's got like you think that Snake's like, oh, is he gonna kill himself or not? And then like, you cut back to like Meryl's little like wedding thing or whatever. It's like the happy times, and then you get back, and then Big Boss shows up.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
like, oh my god, he's not dead this whole fucking time.
They're like the same
They-
age. They're like identical.
They pull a fucking Lord of the Rings like widescreen and then like back to another fucking cutscene again, dude. Fuck.
You know, it's just like Big Boss just shows because the whole point is like that's really kind of like a turn because really you think that he's dead since Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah.
They never give that away. Whatever. It's just like Big Boss was the villain of Metal Gear 1 and 2.
And Zero still being alive too.
Yeah.
And
And they bring Zero in there.
Yeah, he's like in a wheelchair. He's all fucked up.
Yeah.
He's just not even conscious, dude. He's just. Yeah. I don't know.
That
So many
part's
people
badass.
fucking die in Metal Gear Solid 4 too. Like,
Yeah, there actually is a lot.
so much death.
Yeah.
Raiden somehow gives up his robot body, then just gains it back for revengeance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck it, you
He's
know.
like, I love my
Revenge is-
family. Fuck my family.
Yeah.
Fuck my family, duty calls.
Revenge just doesn't. We'll get into that in a minute. That game just doesn't make story wise like any fucking sense.
So you just gotta take Metal Gear out of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just play it for what it is.
But what else can be said about Metal Gear Solid 4? I like the end, like we were talking about earlier when you're up on the tower and it kind of turns into like a 3D fighter almost, you know, like.
Well, I just like it's the Liquid Snake battle,
Mhm.
but just fucking enhanced.
Yep.
You know, and it's just like now you can do kind of some extra moves and then you can block and you can do all this kind of
And
stuff.
you're going through all the different.
To be fair, I forgot.
fucking
I'm like, oh, you
ocelots.
can block. I didn't know that. And you can duck and kind of charge him and whatnot.
Yeah.
That part's and then it plays all the themes of each of them in the games. I thought that was so badass. And then just too at the point they're on top of a fucking huge submarine battling. Like, that's like the coolest setting.
I love that scene when they're in the river and Ocelot's on the fucking the ship or whatever like that, and he's got all the Marines fucking laid
Oh
around
yeah.
him, and he just puts up a fucking thing, like handgun. And just
Everybody
bang,
goes up and
bang, bang. Just like everyone starts fucking dying. Yeah.
He's got like, 'cause like Ocelot's just really just taken for a fucking ride by that point.
Now, were you blown away when you know the whole scene where you're following that guy?
I hate that part. That was doing part of the game though. It was like, and they had that scene in Metal Gear 2. There's that same fucking scenes in that game too, where you have to follow this fucking guy through the jungle, and he keeps looking back, and it's like, okay, come on, fucking get there. But that scene in Metal Gear Solid 3, because I think that was so sweet. You're like, oh fuck, I'm in Eastern Europe and stuff, and then you realize, oh, I gotta
It's a
follow this guy.
mission.
And if you
And if
lose,
he
you
sees
should.
you-
It's better
I
just
hate
to
that
reload.
fucking mission, dude.
Because if that guy like gets away from you, just fucking reload. Don't even fucking. It's impossible to fucking find another one. It takes forever.
Mm.
I ran around for 45 minutes not finding anybody, and then I just reload the game.
You like how Eva still like undoes her like little like one
Yeah, she's
piece
like-
like
she's hella
jumpsuit.
She's
Like
60
a
years
little
old.
slut. She's like, look at my titties.
They
They hate
got
my
my
belly
Sick,
button.
you want mommy's titties?
But that scene right after where you're
They're
where
still
you're
fresh
trying
for you,
to,
Snake.
Transport Big Boss's body, you
Mhm.
know, and then like finding out that
It's just
that
a clone.
was what's his name? He's a Metal Gear Solid 2.
Solidus.
Oh, yeah, Solidus, sorry, that's what it was, yeah.
body. Yeah, that fucking blew my mind too. I was like,
What?
like, how did this happen?
But that scene where you have to follow that guy, like they made that way too fucking long. I mean, that
Yeah.
goes on forever. I mean, if you couldn't save like at every single one of those like checkpoint areas though, like.
Dude, if you didn't have Octocamo with the fucking mask on right there, that'd be even more impossible.
Yeah, well, it's one of those ones. If you couldn't save though, I might have got too frustrated at that point
Yeah.
because it was like, fuck you. Like
Stupid
I got
guy in his
so pissed.
flashlight.
Yeah, just like fucking guy taking fucking forever.
That's another one that's a hit and miss with me. Like, I either get through it really quick or it takes me fucking forever.
Well, yeah, all it takes is just to fuck up once and then like and then go back.
As soon as he sees you, dude, he just runs.
He just fucking starts booking it. You know, and then there's a part like towards the end where it's like it took me multiple trial and error to figure out how to go past those trucks, like when to run and when not to run.
Oh yeah.
Because you have to kind of wait for a while, and then all of a sudden like fucking start booking it. But you want to get Metal Gear Revengeance?
Yeah.
Well, that only needs like a 2-second.
Yeah.
talk about.
That was
not
cool.
much to it.
It's
I
fun.
loved
It's
it.
like Ninja Gaiden.
That was cool.
It's,
Yeah, exactly. It's Metal Gear Ninja Gaiden
with
style.
the Metal Gear skin on it. pretty
Exactly,
much is
it's
what
exactly
If I don't, because there's no one else in it except for fucking Raiden.
Mhm.
He's the only one.
Everybody else is brand new.
So I don't even like count it as Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's like, hey,
that's
it's just
Raiden
Raiden.
gear.
It's
Like-
Ninja Raiden killing shit.
like
Yeah.
that first level, dude, when you're like running across the missiles, dude.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking crazy, dude.
Just
It's
hack
fucking
a ray
awesome.
right
You're
down
just
the
like,
center.
dude, you're just.
Which is what he did in like Metal Gear Solid 4.
Mhm.
He went all fucking.
I
willy-nilly.
expected Metal Gear Revengeance to be a lot better than it was, but for what it is, it's a fun game. Like,
I was like killing a bunch
That's cool.
of shit.
yeah.
It's bloody as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a, you know how you can like parry? in
Yeah.
that? You
Took me forever to figure that out.
You just spam parry, dude. And you just block
It's
everything.
hard,
you kill
dude.
everything.
Well, it's weird because when I first played that game, I was going, I've never played a game like this before where you can't block and you can't dodge. Just right and just fucking like take hits to the face and just call it a day.
Yeah, once you learn how to parry those.
Yeah, then I figured like by about like mission 4 or 5, I figured out how to parry.
That's one of my favorite scenes when you're you're on the train or whatever, and you get your arm cut off, and he's like, "Oh, again."
That's a badass scene.
I like that train one,
He's
yeah.
always getting his fucking
Nothing
arms
to
cut
him.
off.
Fuck it.
The sneaking missions in that one are kind of a little bit obnoxious though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
I-
no point to sneaking in that game.
It's one of those ones, if you're gonna make an action game like that action-y, don't fucking put sneaky missions in
Yeah.
there. You know, it's plus because it just feels weird.
Mm.
But other than that, though, I had a good time with it. I'm not gonna.
No, it is great.
See, that's about all that needs to be said about it.
It was fun.
It has no storyline.
It was fun.
And then
Though the whole thing with the kids and their brains and how the fucking scientists are keeping them for what I don't understand the whole plot.
That doesn't make sense to me.
It's
either.
just like you're
So
fighting for
you want
justice.
this like street urchin's brain
yeah
to do what?
yeah that's what I'm trying to figure out too.
But I want his brain, bro. That's all I want.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can
It's
push
Ground
on.
Zeroes.
Ground Zeroes, man. So, me going into that game, not playing Peace Walker, I was very confused. Basically, the way I looked at that game was just like, this is a really awesome tech demo. Like, I really like the way it plays. But story-wise, no, it just confused me. I know who Paz is and I know who Chico is, like, from the little bit that I have played of Peace Walker, but I don't know their significance to the story.
once I knew Ground Zero's coming out and I read all the stuff on it, I was like, oh, I have to go fucking play Peace Walker. Because once Hideo Kojima said, like, oh, it's a direct sequel to it, I was like, well, I can't. There's no way I'm gonna get by without playing that.
Well, I played it because Paz like actually takes over Metal Gear Zeke, and tries to kill you.
Mm.
So, I mean, you already play that, so you already know Paz is like Paz or Paz, whatever the fuck her name is. You know she's a traitor. So like, first off, you're like, Paz has been kidnapped. I'm like, fuck her.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
bitch.
guess you could say she gets a traitor's death. She gets a fucking bomb shoved up her vagina and then gets blown up.
Yeah.
That's, that was a rough scene.
No, that's pretty brutal. I'm
It's just like,
what? Oh my god.
yeah.
And then fucking Chico. I don't
I
like
hate
that
Chico.
fucking bitch.
That was
He's
fun.
got like, doesn't he have his like foot or something nailed to like the board or his like ankle or something
I
like
think
that?
the big thing though is
Would you go and find him in that jail?
I think the biggest thing though when it comes to Ground Zeroes is since like the very end of the storyline, Outer Haven gets destroyed.
Yeah, that's like the big
Completely.
cliffhanger.
So like I'm confused. What the fuck's
But
gonna
also, you're
happen?
like, I put so much
Miller's alive
time and
safe,
effort.
That's it. Every one of their soldiers is dead.
Yeah.
No, like all that time and effort you put in Peace Walker of like fucking playing missions over again, all gone.
Oh, God.
Well, I guess Big Boss now he goes, well, I guess capturing soldiers isn't the thing to do now. Let's go capture children. He fucking just shows up at people's houses at nighttime like as a stalker, like on their window seal, takes children out of the beds. What if that was the Phantom Pain? Is that's what you did? You ran around cities as like Big Boss and stole children out of people's beds at nighttime. You will be to my army.
I got this Fulton balloon system.
Ah!
Send them off to the sky.
You're just driving around in a white van, picking up children off the streets in front of. He's just hanging outside. He's outside an elementary school with binoculars, looking.
Oh, man.
Goes to the preschool.
But I really
Being a teacher.
I really enjoyed the how they changed it to open world though. Being able to infiltrate from any fucking point you want, dude, that makes a world of
No,
difference.
that is insane.
So linear.
Well, before it was just like, all right, you got this this air duct and this air duct. So which one do you want to take?
There you go.
They all leave the same place, so don't really worry too much.
I ended up like first time I played Ground Zeroes, dude. Like I would look to my left, there's a bunch of enemies on the ground. I look to my right, there's a bunch of enemies over there. I could run straight and run.
You turn around, you go, well, there's a cliff, so I guess I'm not going that way.
And then you can like run straight and run through some tents, but you can't see complete 360. So I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna run across the rooftops and just like start running across fucking tents and shit. You know, it's like that's so cool that you can do that now.
And it's just kind of weird because that one you don't have radar or anything like that. You're really just out there in the open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just use your binoculars for everything, dude.
Yeah, and spot
Well,
them
it's
all.
actually hard to like. You got a fucking like the sprinting little thing. Like
Sprinting is perfect.
you
for
need it. Like you'll need to sprint to cover.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like too because the guy can see you and you can fucking duck
Oh,
down
I'll
really
play
quickly,
it.
and then like.
I haven't played it
Yeah.
yet.
It has, like,
You didn't
kinda
play it? I
like
thought you said you
63.
played it.
No, I didn't get a chance to ever play it because like
Well,
I never
fuck.
got a chance to like get it from camera.
If I knew that, I would have had you come over and play it. But I this whole time I thought you played it.
Plus now I especially want to play Peace Walker first.
Well, you're missing out.
No, dude, fuck.
I went out and bought it. 'Cause
Oh.
And then Josh was supposed to come over, and then he was like, "Fuck it, I bought it." From...
Well, the guy at GameStop, I don't know. He talked me into it
Yeah.
because he was like a Metal Gear fan too, and like we started talking about Metal Gear. He's like, "You gotta fucking play it. You gotta play it." And I was like, "I don't know, man.
He fucking grabs your balls. He's like, "You're not the command.
We're gonna play right now."
Give me $40."
Not a true Metal Gear fan.
I am too.
Don't touch me. He's like, "I got a van out back."
Oh God.
That way you can do the sky hook lift. It's up to you.
I thought it was really good. I love the replayability of it. The mission where you save fucking Kojima. Dude,
Yeah,
was
that
He's a
perfect.
dick, man.
Yeah.
How do you know Kojima's an asshole? I was like trying to like decide what mission I want to play. He just like looks over at you and like flicks your whole screen,
Yeah.
like your mission select screen, so it's like spinning. And like I'll click on it, and then I'm like reading it. And I'm like, all right, I do this. He's like, I'm like, fuck you, Hideo Kojima. Son
Fucking
of a
spinning my
bitch.
shit.
That was cool. They made an appearance in that game.
That was badass.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea the entire time until you pass him his fucking glasses, and it's just like,
Yeah.
looking at that crazy camera view.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like,
oh,
oh,
man.
that's who that is.
Look at that pain in the ass I had to save at fucking nighttime.
The one that I'm trying to do right now is where you gotta blow up the anti-air turrets.
I haven't done that one yet.
That one's hard.
Motherfuck, dude, because like you get to the turrets, you plant them.
Two's easy. It's that last one.
Not even that. It's you blow up all three, and then they make you chase down a fucking tank that's got a fucking
Oh, yeah,
turret
that's right.
on it too, and that tank doesn't stop. It's like you have to like plant down a C3 or whatever, and then fucking run away and just wait for it to go over it and then blow it up.
That's I remember I did. I hid in the bushes and I fucking blew it up. That one took me many tries.
Yeah. That was
I haven't tried that one yet. Did you get any of like the weird like deja vu missions or anything like that?
Not yet.
We have to go out and collect these badges where it's like God knows where they are.
No.
How the fuck do you people do that? Like I can't find any of them. Like I think I found like 3 the whole time.
I don't know. I barely played it.
And then like,
I'm just RJ. I haven't played it yet.
It's alright.
well then it's like okay, they're already hard. Those missions are already pretty darn hard on normal. Then you play on hard and it's like
I got it on PlayStation 3. I'll let you borrow it.
fucking hard.
Maybe.
It won't take long.
I'm still playing it though.
I think the best one though is where you have to kill those 2 guys though,
That's my favorite.
because that one's
There's
just
so many
kinda-
different ways you can do it.
too.
I'll tell you this: I had a hard
I
time
got-
with every single one.
I got lucky and I found out like the white dude. He always goes down to like where you get Chico.
Mhm.
On like the main story, he always goes there. So you just go there and wait.
Yeah.
And so
You
once
just
I
end up
figured
down
that
there.
out, I would just sit there. I always do the same thing every time. I was telling Spence about it. I always put everybody to sleep, then I carry them and I throw them off the fucking edge onto the
Here we go
rocks.
again.
that edge, I don't know, it never gets old.
You're just
Oh, I
always
love it.
tossing people off the fucking edge.
But no, I do that and then I actually like go up onto a rooftop and I'll just shoot the black dude in the face.
Yeah.
Because he's like on a, like a.
Just shoot him in the face.
Shoot him in the
without any
face.
discretion. You're just like, I'm gonna go shoot that black
Hey,
dude.
he's black and he needed to die.
Boom.
I think I told you. I know I just told Josh this, but I think I told Cameron this before. But like, I remember on one of the missions, one of the guys was booking it. He was running away. I was like, oh fuck! And I was in a jeep and I was chasing down. And I was looking at the sort of radar, or whatever you call it. And I come up. And he's running out the out of bounds area. And I know if I go out there, the mission will be over. So I was just like, fuck it! I'll bail out of this jeep. That thing went flying and took him out, and I got the points. It was so badass.
That's perfect, dude.
Well, there's so much shit you could do in that game. Like, I'm excited for like the actual game to come out.
Well, once because you know it's sort of like almost like you could say it's like the tanker mission to Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Phantom Pain will be... And they say it's supposed to be, like...
200 times.
Yeah, 200 times bigger. You know, it's supposed to have multiple levels.
We're
that you
supposed to go
through.
across, like, entire deserts and shit.
Stupid
Like the
Kojima's
gameplay
freaking out
trailer?
over that fucking game, dude. Like, all of his tweets, I don't know if you follow Kojima on Twitter.
Yeah.
Dude, he shit talks on himself constantly over that game. Like, I don't think this is going to be right for the fans and blah, blah, blah. Like, all this shit.
That means you're a good game developer. then.
Yeah, dude. Like,
You know, Kojima has a podcast, yeah.
does he?
I don't know if it's probably all in Japanese, though. I can't imagine.
He's speaking English. Yeah, he's gonna speak English just for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I don't know. I trust him though, dude. I mean, like
he hasn't let me down.
I was saying none of his games let me down at all. You know, they're all like.
If
5 out of 5.
anything, each one gets better. Like you just fucking
Little
it blows you away
improvements
each
here and there.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this comes around. I got a question. What is your favorite Metal Gear Solid, or just Metal Gear in general, of any of them?
Fuck, I don't got one. I like them all.
I like them all, but Twin Snakes is still
Twin
always
Snakes-
my
Twin
favorite.
Snakes for me.
If I had to say like which one's like to me the one I played the most and the one that like I literally like always fucking remember and always think about, it would be Metal Gear Solid the original.
PlayStation 1, yeah.
Yeah. Because that was like I was like how RJ is with Director's Cut for Resident Evil. Like, can you think of any other game that you just are like the fucking boss at than
No.
that? Like
Well,
I like
Other
literally
than
I'm
the other
not
Resident
joking.
Evil
dude.
games, you
I
know,
beat that-
but
Yeah.
I beat that game like at least like 3 or 4 times in one day in like one sitting. Just
Like,
that was the
bam,
only
bam,
game I
bam.
had, and like people would watch me and be like, "What the fuck?" Like I'm running around full speed, choke a dude out, run this way,
Yeah.
choke that dude out, and like going all over the place. We're like, "Damn, Josh, like how are you so good?" This like beating
I
it
played
like
it a lot.
I beat it like 20 times.
Plus, if that even.
Yeah,
what about you, eh?
that's a hard question.
I
though.
really, I mean, the one that I played the absolute the most has been the original Metal Gear Solid PlayStation 1 version.
Yeah.
But the one I think that I like the most, probably just because of that time frame, was Metal Gear Solid 2. Going from PlayStation to getting my PS2, getting Metal Gear Solid 2, and then being like,
What was that?
Holy
Big
fuck.
fuck?
That
then,
original
like-
moment, just like
yeah, this sunk in my mind. And
No.
the thing with
this is
Metal
my
Gear Solid,
game now.
It's
It's
a
like going
mind-blowing
from
game.
Resident Evil. Well,
It's like the remake.
yeah, exactly.
well,
So
the
I guess it's
thing
more
with-
like Twin Snakes.
with
It's
Metal
more
Gear-
like it's like Code Veronica.
That's the one.
I think the reason why I like Metal Gear Solid 2 so much is that my uncle was a game tester for Sony at that time, so he got that game like 6 months prior to its release, so I got to play that whole tanker mission,
Oh,
and of course
really?
it was in Japanese and everything, and it fucking blew my mind. But I got that game down to an art to where I was beating it in like an hour and a half, just skipping all the cutscenes, skipping all the codec shit, and just blowing through that game so fast. And literally the hardest part in that whole fucking game is the point where you gotta grab the soldier and put his face into the fucking retinal scanner. For whatever reason, that part fucks me up so bad every time, dude. I just can't, I don't know, the controls are wonky to fucking shove them in there.
Wonky.
But,
Well, yeah, because it's not. You're not made to walk forward carrying it.
no,
Yeah.
you,
You gotta
can
kinda
only
whip
drag
him in there.
You gotta drag him all the way back, spin around, and he's supposed to do it automatically, but doesn't do it all the time. And if you wait too long,
You
you
gotta
choke
do
the
like
guy
that,
out,
like
and you gotta wait.
slow walk backwards spin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's
But,
gonna choke
no,
just right.
That game for sure.
Me and Cameron were talking about which one was our favorite Metal Gear.
Mm.
Dude, I like
Aren't
the
you-
Ray. The Ray's awesome.
Ray?
Yeah.
Rex,
Yeah.
dude.
I gotta go with Rex.
I like Rex.
Rex is cool.
RJ, what's your? Oh, you said Twin
Rex
Snakes,
has
didn't you?
guns on it. How? Fuck shooting water cannons.
I like the Ray,
I don't want a
dude.
super
The Ray's
soaker.
pretty fucking cool. The Shagahod's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're all awesome. They're
All the old
in
ones
their
are pretty
own
cool
way,
too,
yeah,
like
for
their
sure.
like
Yeah.
design.
Fucking badass.
Arsenal gear, dude, is huge.
This goes on like kind of like the tangent Metal Gear games, but I was telling this to Josh earlier. I was old. That Metal Gear game, the Metal Gear Solid game for Game Boy Color. Do you know that's its own game? Like I thought that was just a Game Boy Color version of Metal Gear Solid this whole time.
Really?
It's its own story. Apparently, it takes place like it's supposed to be a different sequel to Metal Gear 1. And I was like, now I know it. I'm like, dude, I gotta go back and play that because the whole time I was like, I always knew it was a good game. It got like 10 out of 10 when it came out. It's in like the top 10 list of like, Game Boy Color games or best Game Boy games of all time. But yeah, like once I know that it's its own story and all that stuff, it's like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, I gotta play that now.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's supposed to be like Metal Gear 2. That's what I wonder.
Did you guys ever play Acid?
I was
Metal
just
Gear
about to
Acid?
say we could talk about acid for about half a second.
Dude, holy
No, I
shit.
didn't play it.
Dude, I didn't even like it.
I
No,
played it for a
that-
bit.
touch it.
That game, the Metal Gear Solid game, those weren't directed by Kojima.
No.
I thought acid.
That's why they're like I
was
call them like the
The
spin-offs.
Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake wasn't directed by him. VR Missions wasn't.
No, Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake's made by Hideo Kojima.
Oh, really?
No, you're thinking Snake's Revenge.
Snake's Revenge, that's the one.
Mhm.
Yeah, there was like a cell phone game that came out in like 2005.
What?
Yeah. I think it was, I don't know if they came out in the US. It might have just been like No, I take it back. You know what it came out for? That like remember the Nokia Engage?
Yeah, the video game cell
Oh
phone.
my god.
It came out for that.
What a piece
But
of shit.
that's its own
I
story
forgot
too.
all about that fucking thing, dude.
People are gonna find that like years from now, in, like an archaeological like dig. Just like, what is this?
You're gonna find it in like an ancient garbage can.
Just a clay
This thing
pot.
must have sucked.
I think we're missing any of those like smaller like spin-off ones. I know there's 11 main ones if you count
Yeah.
Phantom Pain. So there's Metal Gear, Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, 4, Revengeance, Ground Zeroes, Phantom Pain,
Talked about Peace Walker.
Peace Walker, and Portable Ops. There we go. Those are the 11 there, and then I mean Snake's Revenge, the 2 acid ones. There's that cell phone one, and then there's some other one I'm forgetting.
We covered a lot.
I know.
That's
Holy
all. That's all I
fuck.
can think
It's
of.
all the main Metal Gears. We're not really missing much. I mean, you could say there's like the. I want to say there was something else, but whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah. Wow.
Good times with Metal Gear, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, for sure. Hopefully it keeps continuing.
I know. As I said, like really, it's like.
I don't know where else it can go now.
Well, after this one, just make one about the boss.
Well, there's
yeah,
World War
they
II,
can keep
fucking
going
shit
back in
up.
time, I guess.
there's so many stories that you could kind of do. You know what I mean? Or you know what's another story I think would be kind of interesting though is like the transformation of Raiden.
Yeah.
They don't show that.
Yeah.
Like I'd like to see where Raiden goes from Metal Gear Solid 2, where he fucking leaves his family.
How he goes insane.
Yeah,
and,
like-
becomes a robot.
That's a
Exactly.
Yeah,
like-
that is kind of weird.
It'd be an interesting game too if you sort of like progressed from being like you played it starting off like Raiden Metal Gear Solid 2 style or Metal Gear,
Jack the Ripper.
and then it kind of progressed more to like this like towards the end it was like almost like a hack and slash
Stupid
game.
fucking
You know what I mean?
thing
Like you
ever.
progressed into that character.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a bunch of other sweet things going on there, but
I guess we'll just have to see what time tells, dude. I don't know when the Phantom Pain's supposed to come out, but I'm assuming it's probably spring next year.
well, the good thing about Hideo Kojima though is he doesn't like release games too often like some other companies do, whereas one coming out every year. It's like you think about it like
Do you ever play
Really,
other-
Yeah, like unlike Resident Evil, right?
well, Resident Evil still takes multiple years to come out. Resident Evil like it still takes about 3 years for Resident Evil to come out.
Fucking A, dude. I mean,
I mean, I'm talking about the main series ones, you know.
Oh, the ones
between
that
5 and 6,
aren't complete
yeah.
garbage.
I don't know. dude, it
We're
took
pushing 6 years between Metal Gear Solid 4 and 5. I mean, unless you
Yeah,
count
well, Ground Zeroes, I feel like it really technically is Metal Gear Solid 5. It's just
Well, you had Peace Walker in between there,
well,
right?
Peace Walker, I think, came out right around the same time Metal Gear Solid 4 did. Like, I don't think that came out too much farther after 4, or it might have come out before 4. You know, it probably. Well, fuck it, I don't know. Portable Ops, I know, came out before 4. Fuck.
Well, fuck it. I don't know.
That's my answer once I don't know what's going
I
on.
think Peace
When in
Walker
doubt,
was like
fuck it.
2010. I want to say.
I'm
It
just
was a
sitting here and
couple
trying to
years
guess while
after
Josh looks it up.
4.
I'm going with 2009.
Yeah, 9, 10, somewhere around there. I'm pretty sure it was after 4. Because it has a lot of the same gameplay mechanics of 4.
Yeah, it has to be after 4 because you can choose. It's weird because it's got control scheme with either old Metal Gear, Metal Gear 4, or you can play it in Monster Hunter controls for some reason.
Monster Hunter. Oh my god. You need to play Peace Walker though.
Yeah,
for real.
since you own it, you should play it.
I need to play Peace Walker before I play.
I used to have a PSP and Peace Walker, but I'm pretty sure.
Well,
that's
Josh, do you have the
PSP
HD
for
collection?
anyone. No.
I just
Real
don't
quick,
have.
You
a
got to
Peace
get
Walker.
that because
Oh,
Metal
I-
Gear
I
Solid
own-
3 looks so fucking
I own
badass.
3 and 2 in HD. I bought off PSN.
Oh, so it's just like you have like okay. Well, that's yes.
I didn't see a point for getting it when I already had Peace Walker and already beat it like 5 times.
I'm real
That's
close
your-
to buying the HD collection again on PS Vita because I have a Vita and like
That's
I never,
that's a
never
badass
touched
one
it
to have
before.
for it.
Yeah.
You know what's the one thing? Since they made all those HD collections,
I know. They look badass.
what they should do, they should make a Twin Snakes HD one on Wii U.
Mhm.
It's like, come on, like Twin Snakes gets the shun. Like you know when they made Metal Gear Solid 3 for the 3DS because it came out the same time as like the HD collection.
Yeah.
I was like, why don't they just put Twin Snakes on the 3DS instead? That would have been like the thing to do. But whatever.
2010.
I'm actually, I want to say that I
Damn,
read,
that's
it
a
might be
long time.
rumor, but I read that Kojima gave up the rights again for Metal Gear Solid to be built on the the new Fox engine, so what Metal Gear Solid 5 is running off of. And I heard that some other company that he's hiring is kind of redoing like they did with Twin Snakes and remaking the first one with the new Fox engine.
That's pretty badass.
That'd be fucking cool.
Like,
What?
Flip tables, dude.
Yeah, where can I throw
Oh
money
my
at?
God.
Just calm down there, Joe.
I just broke your chair. I
Just
can't
calm
sit back
down,
down.
dude.
You just blew my mind.
There's a guy out there right now who's working on an independent project to make a remake of Metal Gear 1, and Konami gave the go-ahead as long as they don't make money off of it.
What? I'm
You
all
always
about
accept
remakes,
donations.
man. I'm all about them.
You know,
Twin Snakes changed my idea of remakes.
well, the GameCube had such great ones because it had that and it had Resident Evil. I was like,
Resident
fucking
Evil.
amazing.
It's one of the best remakes I've ever laid my eyes upon.
Yeah, that's probably a good time to leave it. Any other Metal Gear comments? Wait, I have a couple other ones actually. Before I say so, what is your favorite character other than Solid Snake in Metal Gear Universe?
Psycho Manus.
Vamp.
Liquid.
Vamp all the way, dude. Gray Fox, Gray Fox is badass.
I think I'd have to go with Liquid too.
But I'm going with Vamp.
Yeah, I like my Liquid.
Especially after Metal Gear 4.
Okay.
Especially after Metal Gear 4, dude, Vamp gets so much more badass
Yeah.
after
Yeah,
Vamp.
Vamp's
Vamp's
fucking
like,
psycho,
holy
man.
Fuck,
God
you are
damn.
fucking awesome.
Good times.
Plus, too, dude, he's slicing throats and shit. It's fucking amazing.
Drinking blood for no
I
reason.
know.
Yeah. First you think he's drinking blood to live, but then you realize, oh, he doesn't have to live that way?
That first guy slits his throat, or that last guy, or whatever, has ridiculous amounts of blood shooting out of his
Depends how you look
He's
at
just
it.
on his knees, like,
Oh,
That's
and
what I was
Vamp's like
telling him.
showering in his
For,
blood.
for whatever reason, you know the nodes that you can go up
Yeah.
to in that, and you can like turn off fucking blood and all that. For whatever reason, every time I play that game, the blood would be off. So when I get to that point in the game where Vamp would go and slit that guy's throat, he'd drop down to his knees and do the animation like he's like, "Ah," but there's nothing happening. Dude, it's just like him just shaking.
Just fucking dancing.
That's a fucking boner killer right there. That's
That's what I'm
terrible.
saying. No
I always think it's
blood in that
weird.
game,
I always
man,
think it's
it's
weird when they
retarded.
have those in games where you can like turn the violence off. Because to top it off, all these games are already so violent as is. It's like, really, is blood gonna make that big of a deal?
Well, at least they give you
Wow.
the option, dude. Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma for PS3 just took it away.
Well, I saw
purple
that's
blood.
weird, and like you could turn the gore off in Duke Nukem 3D or the violence in it. It's just like,
Why?
yeah, I mean, like, who bought Duke Nukem
What's the
3D to like play it like in child-friendly version?
That's exactly how I felt about Ninja Gaiden 2. Jesus.
But yeah, well, that's a good place to leave off at. Till then, go to oldmanorange.com for more stuff. I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
And I'm RJ.
I'm Josh.
And Cameron. And one more thing, real quick. I got RTX coming up Friday, so I got a lot of stuff to talk
Yeah,
about. when I
Rooster
get back in
Teeth.
town. So, anyway, that's
Sweet.
my little announcement.
Cool.
That'd be sweet.
Well, till then, we'll see you some other time. Thanks for listening to the Old Man Orange podcast. Check out our website at oldmanorange.com for even more podcasts, cartoons, videos, music, and more. Send us an email at oldmanorangepodcast@yahoo.com. Be sure to subscribe, share, rate, and review us on iTunes, Podomatic, or any of the other fine sites we might be located on. And if you want to help out even more, click on the Amazon or GameStop links on our webpage before you make any purchases there. It won't cost you a penny, but it sends us a little something our way. Thanks again, and tune in next week for more Old Man Orange Podcast.